Meredith, the proud dragon lady, possessed captivating beauty but was lost in the human world, full of schemes and unfamiliarity. Her childhood was filled with unhappiness, as she was shunned wherever she went. Fate brought a mysterious knight named Leyon before her, one who dared to swear loyalty and vowed to belong only to her. She clung to him like a child, learning how to love, and Leyon, a young man with a cold heart at first, gradually opened up to her. After countless hardships, they slowly opened their hearts to each other, and from there, a love story unfolded, both sweet and intense, where Meredith found a haven, and Leyon became her one and only exclusive knight. Where will their love story lead? Let us follow Lisa Manhwa to find out. Meredith had never received her father's love since she was little. She always blamed him. "If you did not love me, why did you bring me into this world? I will never understand, father." Hug. He pushed her away mercilessly. "Get out. No one expects anything from me, and if they do, it is only hatred and resentment. Not to mention the people around her, they always loathed her, monster. Get lost." Then they wanted to capture Meredith. She was always running away. Her blood can cure diseases. Get all her blood, catch her, she is not human. Then she tripped and fell. She winced and cried out in pain. "Ah, I thought Mom was the only one in the world who loved me." At that moment, the only light left in Meredith's mind was her mother. Only near her mother could she express her feelings. "Mom, Meredith is so sad. Everyone hates me. Even Dad does not want to hug me. But I, myself, killed her." She did not know what terrible things would happen yet, and innocently requested, "Mom, can you hug me?" Her mother protected her and was killed. Meredith's eyes widened in shock. Tears fell from her mother's eyes, and her last words were, "Meredith, it would be so good if you were human." She cried and begged, "Mom, do not leave me." Outside the capital city, Meredith was dozing off in the forest. Then she woke up with a start. She frowned worriedly. "I think I just had a dream. What was it? I can't remember." "My name is Meredith. I have been traveling alone for a month now." She watched the town from afar, then shouted happily, "Great, almost there. A little about Meredith. I have sealed away my own memories. I only remember that I have to go to a human town to learn how to become human." Then she grabbed her pile of jewelry. "I have to put all of you on." Suddenly, something startled her. Meredith turned around to look. "I think the sound woke me up just now, too." The sky was cloudless, but something was moving very fast in the forest below. She saw a young man destroying dragons. Meredith thought in surprise, "There is a human there." Her eyes lit up, and she watched him with great enthusiasm. "His name is Leyon, and he is fighting with great energy. How annoying. He seems to be in trouble. As expected, it is stupid to go into the monster's territory alone." Meredith stood there, looking at him with great desire. "Is human. It is like the first time I have seen such a handsome person. He looks so delicious." Then she tried to suppress her desire. No, I can't eat humans." The monsters did not seem to want to attack Leyon. He reluctantly accepted. "Well, I will have to use that move then. They are just mid-level monsters anyway. I will take care of them all in one move when they get close." But suddenly, one of them rushed at him fiercely. Meredith could not help but worry. No, he is going to die. Suddenly, a tornado arose. Leyon frowned worriedly. "Wait, why do I have a bad feeling?" The tornado blew him and the dragons away. Then smoke filled the forest. Meredith was controlling her power. Everywhere she went, rocks and soil were blown away. Her shoulder twinged. Her wings appeared. Meredith remembered anxiously. How could I forget this? Once I use magic more than 5 times, I can't turn back into a human. She approached Leyon, who was lying motionless on the ground. Meredith looked at him in fear. "I accidentally used magic, so I think I killed this person." Then she came up with a strange idea. "I have got it. I will bury him. Maybe he will come back to life from underground in the spring." His handsome face was covered in mud. Leyon slowly opened his eyes. She held the shovel, drooling with desire. "But he smells so good. Is he human?" Then she started digging to bury him. Leyon sat up with a start, spitting out the dirt that had fallen into his mouth. He looked at his clothes and lamented, "They are all dirty." Because he did not want his clothes to get dirty, he was careful not to let monster blood splatter on him. Meredith was happy to see him wake up and asked, "Hey, you are not dead." Leyon brushed off his clothes and replied, "Of course not. Who are you? Why are you in the monster's territory?" She leaned close to him and excitedly introduced herself. "You are not dead. Great. My name is Meredith. You are the first human I have met." But then he caught sight of her wings. Wings! Leyon was shocked and pushed her away, questioning, "Could it be that you are not human?" Meredith also answered honestly, "No, I am looking for a human town to learn how to become human." Leyon observed her carefully with a serious expression. Seeing him like that, she wondered, how strange. Why is not this person talking anymore? Could it be that he hit his head and became an idiot? Meredith racked her brains. What should I do? What should I do? What do I do with an idiot human? Thinking that eating him was her favorite thing, or should I just eat him? Leyon then spoke up and asked, Meredith, you said you wanted to become human, right? Right. Oh, the human can talk again. He suddenly smiled slyly. Then he introduced himself and made a proposal. My name is Leyon. I am a knight. How about I teach you how to become human? In the border region, people were busy buying and selling in the market. Everyone, come buy roasted sweet potatoes, fragrant and sweet, special discount, only 5 cents. There were noisy sales pitches. Buy yourself a set of monster-proof armor. No more worrying about being attacked. Meredith had entered the town. She excitedly admired everything. Wow, amazing. This is a human town. Because she was too busy playing, she got lost from Leyon more than once. Sir Leyon, she is over there. Someone approached her and greeted her, offering to sell her something. Madam, what do you think? Meredith tried a bite of a cake and threw it all up. Human food is so bad. No, this can't be. Leyon recalled their conversation from before. How about I teach you how to be human? Okay? Extremely decisive. Agreeing so decisively, I knew it would not be that simple. He ran to her. Suddenly, something was thrown at him. He quickly dodged it. Unfortunately, it hit his subordinate. He did not care at all. That almost hit me. How awful. Everywhere Meredith went, vendors greeted her and offered her goods. Madam, would you like to buy a weapon? This is a shield made from the back scales of a man-star monster. Seeing you use monster wings as equipment, you must be knowledgeable about weapons. Look, this shield is harder than rock. She used a little too much force, and the shield broke in half. Oh dear, it is broken. The vendor froze, then threw it away without hesitation. The shield hit Leyon's subordinate again. He shouted angrily, Enough! Meredith was playfully messing with this and that. Hey, that is my medicine, Leyon finally caught up to her with great difficulty. I have got you. Suddenly, she slipped. He panicked. Fortunately, he caught her in his arms. Their faces were now very close. So close that Leyon blushed with embarrassment. Then he wondered, why is not she moving? Wasn't she running very fast just now? Meredith was more carefree, worrying about him falling. Humans seemed to be very weak. Leyon, are you okay? Then she carefully checked his hand. You are the one who should be asking if you are okay. At this moment, Lord Warren Howard approached. He had witnessed everything and laughed loudly. Look, is not that Sir Leo? I am dying of laughter, Sir Leyon. Why are you so greedy for beauty? You have completely lost face. Meredith's eyes lit up when she saw him. Then she ran over very quickly. She snatched his hat in front of everyone's eyes. His wig was thrown off his head. It turned out she was aiming for the hat. It is a treasure. Warren Howard was naturally very angry, as if he was being humiliated. My hair? The people could not help but laugh gleefully. Look, is not that Baron Howard? This is even more interesting than what happened just now. He raised his hand to hit her. You little brat, I will beat you to death. But then a hand stopped him. It was Leyon, who stood up to protect her. Isn't this Lord Warren? I apologize for her. Meredith innocently only cared that he was standing close to her. Leyon, you smell so good. Don't touch me with that dirty nose. Also, I have not settled things with you yet. Warren Howard's expression immediately changed. He flattered him and greeted him. Sir Leyon, who is this young lady? She is very lively. Leyon then picked her up to mark his territory, then asked him for a favor. Please have the Lord investigate this a little. See if she is from this town. I can't let her continue running around. I can only hold her. He agreed. Of course. Of course. But she is so beautiful. If she was from the town, there is no way I would not have noticed. After confirming, report back to me whether or not she is. Understood. Yes, understood. He dismissed him. If you understand, then go. You need to take a bath and change into clean clothes. Warren Howard scratched his head, not knowing. Go. Where, he added, the Count is so hospitable. If he has arranged for me to stay in the mansion for a while, he probably would not mind arranging another place for her, right? He happily accepted. Of course I would not mind. But behind his back, he did not want to help at all. If it were not for the fact that the royal family sent you, I would not even receive you. Leyon and Meredith were very affectionate. Meredith likes hugs. Don't show your wings. Warren Howard's mansion. Leyon carried Meredith in first. Welcome, Sir Leyon and Baron Howard. She seemed to really like the diamond on his hat and stared at it the whole time. Take it off the hat. The servants pointed and whispered, What is that, Wings? Leyon answered for her, It is just a fake accessory. But she refused and insisted, It is not fake. Meredith's wings are clearly real. Yes, her wings are real. Then he instructed, remember to watch her. I have to go change clothes. She is a little. It turns out she is not mentally normal. She was then taken away to the bathroom. Leyon went to take a bath, but was a little worried. It should be okay to have them watch that troublesome kid for a while, right? He took off his clothes, slowly entered the bathtub. Then he lay down and soaked in it. Suddenly, Meredith ran in and called, Leyon. He asked in shock, what are you doing here? He was trembling, but she still asked innocently, when will Leyon teach me how to become human? Leyon shouted angrily, can't you see I am taking a bath? Oh. Then he sighed and tried to remain calm. But she was still not afraid and sat down by the bathtub, looking up and asking again, so when can Leyon teach me how to be human? Why are you still here? He held his head wearily. Don't you know shame? What is that? Leyon turned away and taught her her first lesson. Normal people do not barge in when someone else is taking a bath. Oh. Then he turned back to check. You know now, so quickly turn away. After he finished bathing, the two of them sat outside and talked, dragon raising tips. What is Leyon doing? He turned away to put on his clothes. Why do I have to turn away? Because I want to change clothes. Why do I have to leave when Leyon changes clothes? Because men and women are different. Meredith asked blankly, why? Leyon explained helplessly, you just need to know that bathing and changing clothes are personal privacy, okay? This kid asks so many questions. She happily grabbed his hand. Meredith remembers now. Bathing and changing clothes should only be done alone. Then he pushed her out of his room. Humans have to go back to their rooms to sleep at night. Go to sleep quickly? I will teach you something else tomorrow. At night, he was still working. Study. Matching each of the faces of the 18 missing girls. None of them are her. There were many different pictures of girls on the table. He asked, besides these 18 girls, have you investigated other missing person cases? Warren Howard respectfully replied, everything has been checked, but there is nothing. Then he pondered in silence. Outside the town, a girl seemed to have been attacked by monsters. My poor daughter. People have to face them day and night. In fact, the town of Borderpold is located at the intersection with the monster forest. Occasionally, some monsters will sneak in. People were talking about it. I saw it with my own eyes. Someone must have kidnapped her. 80% of them are perverted cannibals. However, people do not think the killer is a monster. Leyon was then given this task. Finally, this strange rumor spread to the royal family. The queen ordered me to investigate the matter thoroughly. He pondered in silence. Meredith is not from this town. She claims she is not human, has strange wings, and wants to eat people when she sees them. Then he ordered him. I will take these portraits first. Confirm them again tomorrow. I am troubling. Baron Howard. This is what I should do. Then he left the study and returned to his sleeping quarters. He was stunned to see her lying on his bed. She was very happy to see him return. Leyon's back. Why did you run to my room? You are running around again. The servants can't watch this kid at all. Meredith answered honestly, because I smelled Leyon's scent in this room. She tried to explain. I can't sleep without a treasure. Where's your treasure? I left it in the forest. Leyon gave her his sword. I will lend it to you temporarily, but you are not allowed to take the gem out. But then she drooped her shoulders. Then she pouted and made a request. I can't sleep with only one gem. He refused bluntly. It is useless to put on a pitiful face. I do not care. But then he had to do as she wanted. She lay satisfied in the pile of jewels, treasures. Now I can sleep, right? Meredith did not like it. No, it is too noisy. Leyon was confused. Noisy? I do not hear anything. There are clearly a lot of noises. Then take a pillow and cover your ears. She took a pillow and covered her ears. I can still hear it. Then she explained, I hear someone saying they want to eat him up. So humans can eat humans too. She asked innocently, Leyon, what does it mean? Seeing this, he covered her ears. Don't listen anymore. Meredith said excitedly, I can't hear it anymore. The two of them were face to face again. Suddenly he understood. No, no way. Don't expect me to cover your ears all night. But then he reluctantly agreed. There will absolutely never be a next time. Meredith relaxed and fell asleep. Leyon's hand is so warm. He commented on her. Like a little animal clinging to me. Suddenly she slowly opened her eyes. Then she approached him and called, Leyon. Her beautiful face was right next to him. Leyon, can you? Then she made another request. Can you cover them a little tighter? Leyon was ashamed of his thoughts. So that is what she was going to say. And I thought she wanted to. He complied with her, I know. Go to sleep quickly. I am going crazy. What am I even thinking? Meredith was deeply moved. Leyon is completely different from the others. She smelled his scent. Leyon smells so good, so warm. She woke up in the morning because she was awakened by noise. Ah, so noisy. She slowly got out of bed. The servants were already waiting outside. Madam Meredith, you are awake. Why do not? I see Leyon. Sir Leyon has gone out on business. He told you to wait for him to return. Oh. Vincent Howard was also present. Wow, when did such a beautiful woman appear in this mansion? Vincent Howard, the Baron has ordered you not to touch the person who came with Sir Leyon. He was angry when he heard the answer. Ugh, it is Leyon again. Then he approached and touched Meredith. You. But she refused and snatched her hand away. He panicked. What are you going to do? Her stomach suddenly rumbled. I am so hungry, I really want to eat this person. Vincent Howard then slyly invited her. Let me take you to eat something delicious. I guarantee you will be extremely full. She sniffed around. Then she ran away. Hey, where are you going? Meredith followed the scent. He chased after her because of this. Why are you running so fast? I am dying of exhaustion. She tried to catch a dragon. Stand still, I will eat you all at once. I guarantee it won't hurt at all, my little monster. He grabbed the chain and pleaded, No way, this is clearly Meredith's little monster. You, quickly release my pet. At this moment, Leyon also walked in. Meredith, what are you doing? Dragon breeding tips? Too many treasures. Today's dragon capture tips, prepare a lot of treasures. As soon as he saw the chaotic scene before him, Leyon glanced at Meredith and asked, Why has the mansion turned into this? He turned to look at her with a stern expression. You better have a reasonable explanation. She scratched her fingers pitifully. Meredith is hungry. Does Leyon have any delicious food in his bag? Leyon held the bag of objects tightly in his hand. He warned sternly, These are magic stones for monsters. You can't eat them. Meredith almost did not hear a word. She quickly picked up a piece. Immediately afterwards, Meredith put it straight into her mouth. Leyon stared wide-eyed. She actually ate it. Magic stones do not appear in low-level monsters, while mid-level and high-level monsters will change their shape through these magic stones. After careful processing, magic stones can be an important source of energy. Only to see the system notify. Gold coins minus 500, gold coins minus 1,000, gold coins minus 100. Seeing this, Leyon let out a sigh full of helplessness. A magic stone costs 500 gold coins. You really know how to pick things to eat. He did not restrain himself and continued to question. Even if you are hungry, you can't turn someone else's mansion into this. Think about it. If your treasures were destroyed by others, would you feel good? She suddenly yelled. Meredith's treasures. Leyon sighed, then explained sternly. A human's personal property, like their house, is their treasure. Meredith immediately looked confused. What should I do? He continued to remind her. Hurry up and apologize to them. Hearing this, Meredith timidly held out the stone, looking pitiful. I am sorry. I should not have ruined everyone's treasure, but I only have this little stone. Warren Howard snatched the stone from her hand. He almost screamed, Oh my God, this! This is a black dragon stone. Leyon glanced at Meredith with a suspicious look. Monster stones are expensive, but not rare. Dragon stones are special stones that you can't buy even with money. She actually has a dragon stone. At this moment, he touched Meredith's chin and asked seriously, Do you know that the dragon stone you just gave Baron Howard is worth more than his mansion? She blinked. Tilted her head, so that little stone is called a dragon stone. Then, what is money? Leon's lips moved slightly. Money is... Leyon did not explain, but affirmed loudly. In short, dragon stones are very precious. If you regret it, I can help you get it back. Meredith said casually as if it was nothing. That shiny black dragon stone is not as good as Leon's treasure. It is okay to give it to him. Leyon immediately frowned. Meredith, do you know that humans have to listen to their guardians? I am your guardian now. Therefore, she quickly interjected, therefore, Meredith has to listen to Leyon. Seeing this, he continued in a low voice. That is right, so you stay in the dining room and eat. You are not allowed to go out without my permission. Understand? She immediately nodded. Yes, I understand. Faced with Meredith's naive reaction, Leyon could not help but smile. This troublemaking kid is really easy to coax. That night, she seriously thought, with Leon's guidance, I will definitely learn how to become human very quickly. Just at this moment, Meredith jumped. She looked blankly through the doorway. There's a fire somewhere. Then, suddenly Meredith sat still. She muttered softly, but Leyon said, I am not allowed to go out without his permission. After a long while, the fire almost engulfed the entire castle, and people were screaming wildly, Quick, bring the water! Why did it suddenly catch fire? Immediately, Leyon reacted. He put on a panicked expression. Damn it, Meredith is still inside. Leyon opened the door and rushed in without hesitation. Meredith. She was surprised for a moment. Leyon. Meredith smiled brightly and stretched out her arms towards him. You are back. Seeing this, Leyon ran over as fast as he could. He kept comforting her. Don't be afraid. I will get you out right away. He could not help but blame himself, damn it. It is all my fault. It is because I told her to stay. Hearing those words, Meredith blinked a few times. She asked confusedly, afraid of what? Then suddenly, the ceiling collapsed. Leyon looked up in horror. This is bad. In an instant, she was surrounded by flames. He reached out his hand. Meredith, be careful. Immediately, Leyon shielded her with his body. After a long while, Leyon slowly opened his eyes. He muttered reflexively, that is strange. Then Leyon looked up at the flames above his head in a daze, his lips moving slightly. Meredith, you. Before he could react, Meredith urged, Leyon, let us get out of here quickly. It is too dangerous, Leyon almost blurted out. Hey, your hand. Immediately afterwards, he was completely led through the flames by Meredith. Both of them fell to the ground. Outside, he kept coughing, and she could not help but worry. Leyon, are you okay? People started running over. Sir Leyon is out. In that moment, he suddenly grabbed Meredith's hand. Quick, let me see your hand. She looked at him blankly. What is wrong with my hand? Leyon did not answer. He carefully examined the wound on Meredith's hand. At this moment, Leyon could not help but feel a little surprised. She is not injured. Just at this moment, Vincent shouted in a broken voice, Quick, do not let my treasure run away! Only to see his eyes wide open, showing a clear look of horror. At the same time, Leyon stared at Vicente with cold eyes. He warned sternly, There won't be a next time. He blurted out instinctively, I know. Warren angrily slapped Vicente. Constantly complaining, Leyon looked at him seriously. Bringing back a monster to raise is a serious crime, but I, who brought back Meredith to raise, had no right to speak. After a long while, he shouted angrily, Stop hiding under the table. Come out now. A muffled voice came from under the table. Meredith does not like water. Meredith does not want to take a bath. Meredith suddenly turned her head to look in one direction. What is that? Leyon almost panicked. He quickly reached out. That is the letter I was going to send to the Queen. Before he could hear, she quickly opened it. Seeing Meredith's thoughtful look, he said helplessly, Forget it. If you have already seen it, I do not want to hide it from you anymore. Monsters are the same as wild animals. Hearing this, she panicked and sat up straight. Leyon, He did not care and continued. At least wild animals understand emotions, but monsters only have the desire for food. Leyon's voice rang out evenly, so I suggested to the Queen, rather kill by mistake, and suddenly she hugged him tightly. Meredith's arms were small but tight. She asked anxiously, When Leyon hugs me, Meredith is very happy. Is Leyon happy now? Leyon was slightly startled. His eyes trembled. Didn't she used to not know how to read my expressions? How does she know I am not happy? She replied in a gentle tone. When Leyon speaks, his expression becomes sad. Hearing this, Leyon turned to look at Meredith. Aren't you disappointed in me? She repeated blankly. Why would I be disappointed? Immediately afterwards, Meredith's eyes lit up. She stared intently at the piece of paper. Leyon, this looks like ants crawling around. He put on a bored expression. After all that crazy acting, it turns out she can't read. Finally, Leyon explained softly. This is a letter. Humans write what they want to say on it, and then send it to people far away. He felt a little relieved. It is a good thing she can't read. She blinked a few times, people far away. In that moment, Meredith seriously thought. The image of her mother immediately appeared. She was very gentle. Meredith almost blurted out, Leyon, I want to write a letter. He reminded sternly, You should learn to read first. Sit down, I will teach you how to write your name. Cut to the royal palace, a place designed to be extremely luxurious. A person carefully presented the letter forward, Your Majesty, a letter from Sir Leyon. Margaret did not even glance at it. She only asked briefly, what did he say? The maid bowed her head and reported, Sir Leyon said that he still has not found anything. He needs more time. Suddenly, her body was pulled forward violently. The maid exclaimed in surprise, Your Majesty! Her cheeks flushed red involuntarily. Afterwards, Margaret hugged the maid. She expressed her thoughts honestly. Leyon will inherit the title of the youngest duke in the empire. He is too obsessed with finding dragons. Just at this moment, the maid groaned. Margaret pretended not to know. She gently stroked the maid's cheek. What did the church send you to do yesterday? She lowered her head. The church hopes to choose one person from the 10 archbishops. To be the pope. Hearing this, she shouted, Insolence! The sound resounded throughout the hall. Margaret was almost crazy. She questioned loudly, "Do those guys think they can ride on the head of the royal family and become the new master of the kingdom?" Immediately afterwards, Margaret ordered sternly, "The kingdom now needs a sharp sword. Write back to Leyon. If there are no results in 3 days, return to the capital immediately." In another development, Meredith looked around. "Didn't you say Leyon was waiting for me? Where is Leyon?" Vincent smirked. "He is coming soon." He secretly thought in his heart, "This time I personally found someone. Let us see where you run." At the same time, 2 men were waiting. They winked to signal, "Take action." Before Vicent could react, Meredith suddenly grabbed his hand. "It is so lively over there. Leyon must be there." He shouted in horror, "Let me go. I can walk myself." Immediately afterwards, she joined the bustling crowd. Her eyes lit up involuntarily. There was constant talk around. "That is great. The church has finally sent someone. I wonder who it is." Seeing this, Vicent became impatient. He kept urging, "Don't look anymore. Those are people from the church." Meredith asked blankly, "People from the church?" He explained unhappily. "The kingdom is unstable because of those crazy lunatics." Then suddenly, she pointed in one direction, her voice a little panicked. "Look there." From above came the scream of a mother. "Hurry, hold on to Mom's hand." The people below were panicked. What should we do? If he falls from there, he will definitely die. Meanwhile, the boy's hands were still tightly gripping the railing, tears streaming down his face. "Mom, I am scared." Just at this moment, the boy accidentally let go. Witnessing this scene, Meredith did not think much and flew up. The boy screamed, "Mom!" Vicent blurted out, "Hey!" In an instant, she hugged the boy tightly. The corners of her mouth lifted. "Got him!" At this time, Meredith's feet landed on the ground. She gently comforted. "It is okay now." Meanwhile, the coachman questioned loudly, "How dare you jump on the Archbishop's carriage?" He roared angrily, "Those who offend God will be punished. Do you want to kill us?" Meredith explained in panic, "But I had to jump on the carriage to save the boy." Meredith's body was pressed against the wall, she muttered in her throat. "But..." A voice suddenly rang out. "She saved that child." Roland spoke up to defend her. "God will not punish such trivial matters." One of the 10, Archbishop Roland, the people began to discuss. I did not expect it to be Bishop Roland. If Bishop Roland said so, then... A sentence ran through her head. Shining treasure. He glanced at her at this time. "What is your name?" She quickly replied, "Meredith." Roland praised, "Oh, what a lovely name." Then Meredith asked naively, "Why is there a crack in that?" He looked blankly at the magic staff in his hand. Finally, Roland gave an explanation. "Maybe it is because of you that it became like this." Meredith immediately defended, "But I have not touched it yet." He smiled gently. "In short, it is best not to let others know, otherwise you will be in big trouble." Afterwards, Roland carefully took Meredith's hand. "I think we can be friends. Would you like to go have tea with me?" she repeated blankly. "Have tea." Amidst the ambiguous scene, Leyon suddenly appeared. He shouted, "Wait." She turned around in surprise. Leyon. "Dragon raising? In the bathtub?" She kept struggling, screaming wildly. Meredith does not like water. Meredith does not want to take a bath. Today's dragon raising tips: hold the dragon's tail, must pay attention to fire prevention, and waterproofing. As soon as he saw Leyon, Meredith quickly boasted, "Leyon, I just saved someone?" He rubbed her head gently as a compliment. Meredith is very good." At that moment, a deep voice rang out, "Sir Leyon." He asked directly without hesitation, "Bishop Roland, where do you want to take her?" He replied blandly, "I just want to make friends with her and talk." "To each other?" At this time, Roland narrowed his eyes, tilted his head slightly, his voice a bit probing. "She has the right to make friends, right?" Leyon was silent and did not answer the sudden question. Immediately afterwards, he turned to her seriously. "Meredith, do you choose to go with him or with me?" Roland whispered softly, "You like the gems on my clothes, right? I can give them to you." Standing in front of 2 handsome men, she hesitated a little. Meredith went to him without thinking. She smiled gently. "Leyon, let us go have tea together. I can get gems." Leyon paused slightly, then replied briefly, "I have work. If you want to go, you can only go alone." Hearing this, her face was slightly sad. Meredith turned to Roland. "We have to wait for Leyon to finish work before we can go have tea together." He pursed his lips, then replied softly, I understand." Just at this moment, Roland brazenly inquired, "So Leyon is busy with the missing girl case, right?" The church is also very concerned about this issue. The atmosphere immediately froze. Leyon did not answer, but instead asked a question. The empire is managed by the royal family, so the church sent Bishop Roland to investigate the royal family. One of them could not help but feel a little worried. "This is a big deal. They are arguing. Can we defeat them?" Meredith's face darkened. Warren rushed in aggressively. "It is over. "What is there to see?" The people immediately echoed, "It is over. Do not block the way. Sir Leyon is right." Despite being scared, he stood up and questioned, "Sir Leyon is right. The royal family has sent Sir Leyon to thoroughly investigate this matter, so the church should not interfere." Contrary to expectations, Roland turned around calmly. He did not forget to remind, "Then I will go first. If Meredith feels lonely, she can find me. I live in the church in the east." Meredith seriously thought, "Church, chapel, so complicated, Leyon. What exactly does teach mean?" Before she could react, Leyon suddenly spoke, his voice a little cold. "Meredith, do you know dragons?" At this time, the image of a dragon was clearly reproduced. It was eating people. At the same time, Leyon interjected to explain, "Dragons rampage in the kingdom, but the church regards dragons as a belief." Speaking of this, he emphasized each word. However, 10 years ago, the royal family gathered warriors to destroy the dragons. There are no more dragons in this world. Meredith nodded slightly. "So that is how it is." Afterwards, Leyon turned around without saying a word. "Let us go." After a long while, the two moved to a gate. She looked up blankly. "I thought we would go back to that place." Leyon explained, "The previous residence was burned down, so we will live here." Then, the two moved into an extremely luxurious room. Meredith jumped up happily, reaching for the lamp. "There are many precious gems." Seeing this, Leyon sighed softly. As expected, she simply likes shiny things. His face suddenly darkened. "The Queen has ordered me to return to the capital within 3 days. But because of Roland's appearance, she will definitely change her mind and return to the town." At the same time, she lay down. Her heart was excited. "There is absolutely no sound from outside in this room. So great," Leyon immediately explained, "because there are soundproof crystals on the wall." Meredith tilted her head. Her eyes lit up. "Can Meredith live here in the future?" He looked up at her, then nodded slowly. "Okay, just consider this your home." Meredith's lips closed slightly, then curved into a clear smile. Meredith has a home now. Just at this moment, she paused, her eyes flashing with curiosity. "Wait, what is a home?" After a long while, Leyon looked towards the chest. He said softly, "It is a large treasure chest that can hold Meredith." In his heart, a thought flashed. Until now. "I still can't completely trust Meredith, but—" In a small corner, she blurted out, her voice half envious and half frustrated. "I am so envious of Leyon. I also want a home." Back to reality, she almost fell into Leon's arms. Meredith really likes home. He frowned and looked down. "I do not remember clearly the appearance, but she does not have wings, so maybe it is not Meredith." Leyon looked at her, the corners of his mouth relaxed, and suddenly said seriously, "Meredith, this is the first task to learn how to become a human spending money. How confident are you that you will be able to complete it?" Megaron's advice, Meredith giggled. It makes Meredith happy to live with Leyon. Meredith puffed out her chest, holding the coin in her hand, her eyes as bright as if she wanted to conquer the whole world. Meredith will complete it in an instant. Cut to outside the castle, the trees almost covering the path. At the same time, she stopped at a stall. Meredith's hands gripped the money tightly, trembling as if afraid that it would fly away if she let go, her lips moving slightly. "I actually want to take the treasure out. Sending money is so scary." Leyon looked from afar, sighed. "I knew it. She has been standing there for half a day and still has not moved." In that moment, his eyes widened. At that moment, the mother hesitated a little and bowed her head. "I sincerely thank you for saving my son, but I am sorry. Please leave. I can't sell anything to you." Meredith put on a dazed expression. A man shouted from the crowd, his voice bitter. "Hey, why do not you have any sense of shame? Do you think that just because Bishop Roland forgave you, everyone else will forgive you too?" A man who did not know the truth jumped in to question. "It must be, because you brought bad luck, my leg has been aching badly for no reason lately," she replied naively. "Then you do not need to keep that leg." Hearing this, he almost went crazy. His voice became more and more harsh. "I knew it. That Leyon from the capital and you are both useless." Then suddenly the man screamed, "My hand!" He hugged the wound tightly, his eyes showing clear horror. Meredith wiped away the remaining blood. She reminded sternly, "You are not allowed to say Leyon is bad." Immediately afterwards, Meredith aggressively approached. "You can't speak ill of Leyon." The man was a little scared, and then argued, "I will just say it. What can you do? Bite me again." Hearing this, she paused, her eyes fixed on him. "I am not going to eat you." Just at this moment, the group shouted, "A monster has entered the town. Everyone run." As soon as it touched Meredith, Leyon suddenly appeared and swung his sword. He looked at the monster with a stern face, without saying anything. At this time, Leyon shouted, "Everyone, quickly find the nearest place to hide. Don't run around outside." She did not know what was going on and happily called him Leyon. In an instant, the scene fell into chaos. The group cried earnestly, "A monster has entered the town!" Everyone run! Save me! The monster is eating people! Leo held Meredith's waist tightly and sternly. Instructed, follow me first, wait until I tell you to run, then you can run inside. Understand? Seizing the opportunity, he pushed her hard, then shouted sharply, "Run now!" In that moment, Leyon turned to look in one direction in horror. Meredith, only to see her frantically gnawing at the monster, her voice harsh, "You are not allowed to eat humans." Witnessing the scene, Leyon was stunned. On this side, the man fell to the ground. He kept begging, "Save me, I do not want to die." Seeing this, Meredith snatched the sword from his hand. "Leyon, lend me the sword for a moment." Only to see her jump up high, the sword immediately slashed down. The group began to clamor. Everyone was impressed. So powerful. Meanwhile, Leyon put on an angry expression. He called her name, Meredith. After a long while, she ran excitedly towards him. "Leyon, look, Meredith knows how to use weapons." In that moment, Leon's hand tightened on the hilt of the sword. He suddenly accused, "The one who attacked me in the forest that day, it really was you." Dragon-raising tips, Leyon put on a regretful expression. "I can catch small monsters in an instant with magic. I wish I could use magic." Meredith almost blurted out, "There are still many gemstones at home. Let us go home and eat. Today's tips for becoming human: do not use too much magic. If you use it more than 5 times, you will not be able to become a human." Facing Leyon, Meredith explained, with a pout, her purple eyes sparkling, her voice urgent and earnest. At that time, it was because Meredith wanted to save Leyon. He did not care and interjected, his voice full of suspicion. "In the forest that day, it was clearly a monster attack, so you have magic. Then who exactly are you?" The air seemed to still. Leyon put on a cold expression. He kept thinking, I could not confirm her identity before. Immediately, Meredith's eyes lit up like car headlights, her mouth opening in a wide smile. Monster. Leyon lowered his eyes, feeling a little relieved. It is a good thing she is just a monster. Afterwards, Leyon sternly reminded, "Humans are actually very complicated compared to what you think. Although you are protected by me, you may also be harmed because you are special." Meanwhile, she puffed out her cheeks, clutching her fist as if to raise it in protest. "Leyon does not harm me." He leaned over to shield Meredith, his voice lowered. "Don't tell others that you are a monster, especially about having magic." Warren ran over Sir Leyon. In the distance, a familiar voice came. "It seems like everything is over." Roland questioned sternly, his eyes showing suspicion. "Meredith, is it because of you?" She was startled, her cheeks puffed out in frustration. Meredith is not that scary. Realizing that the situation was not good, he stepped forward, standing right in front of Meredith, his voice sharp. "Does Roland think I can't defeat these monsters myself?" He immediately denied. "Of course not." Seeing this, Leyon ordered loudly, "You two escort the bishop back." He did not forget to turn his head to look at her. "Meredith, you go home too," she said with a hesitant tone, "but..." After a long while, Meredith pursed her lips, her voice fading. "Okay." At the same time, a young woman suddenly approached him, her body bowed low. "Sir Leyon, thank you." A nearby person pondered, his heart unable to hide his surprise. "I did not expect this small town to surprise me first. Let us unexpectedly eliminate the one you mentioned. It is definitely not Leyon, but the young woman that Leyon brought back." Another person could not help but feel a little surprised. "Oh, I have never heard of him having this hobby." In another development, Roland looked thoughtfully at the magic staff. "The first time I met that young woman, the dragon chain on the magic staff cracked." A voice from higher up whispered, "You said the magic staff sensed the person using magic." He replied coldly, "That is right." It could not help but feel a little suspicious. It is hard to imagine. Roland smiled faintly. "I will find a way to hide it from the church. I will meet her again in 2 days to see." In a small corner, a crystal ball was placed on the table. At the same time, Meredith carefully pushed open the door. Leyon had already woken up. He glanced behind him. "What is she doing, running to my room?" Before he could react, she suddenly covered him completely with a blanket. Faced with the sudden event, Leyon was stunned for a moment. Meanwhile, Meredith looked thoughtfully at his feet. "If I pull his feet off the bed, Leyon will definitely fall." Thinking of this, she hurried out. "Pillow, get a pillow." On this side, Leyon sat up abruptly. He rubbed his head gently with his hand. After a long while, Meredith came back. She looked down blankly. Why is Leyon sitting on the floor?" He secretly thought in his heart. It is best to pretend to be asleep, to see what she wants to do. Contrary to expectations, Meredith dragged Leyon on the ground with one hand, only to see her dragging him to a chest, which she had been very interested in before. Meredith quickly opened it and pushed Leyon in. She stared at the chest. "Then I just need to close the treasure chest." Realizing that the situation was not good, Leyon panicked and reached out. Wait. He looked at Meredith blankly. Did I do something to make you unhappy? Faced with the sudden question, she confessed honestly, Meredith wants to hide Leyon in the treasure chest. Immediately afterwards, she almost could not help but shout, other people can be with Leyon at any time, but Meredith is not human. Her voice became smaller and smaller. Meredith is not allowed. Hearing this, Leyon did not dare to blink. He stared at her dumbfounded. She is jealous? Leyon turned away to avoid Meredith's eyes. I thought it was because you did not complete the task that you were, she retorted loudly. It is not. Afterwards, she shrunk into a corner. Spending money is too hard. Meredith does not want to spend money. Leyon sighed inwardly. Okay, there are still many unspoken things. Immediately, he picked up Meredith and reminded, today you saved the people of the town, remember? Pride flashed clearly in his eyes. She did something that perhaps others could not do. Only to see Leyon carefully helping her down to the bed. He patted Meredith's shoulder gently, his voice soft. Now it is time to go to sleep. Seeing Leyon about to leave, she hugged him tightly. Acting coquettishly, Meredith wants to be hugged. He put on a helpless expression. This kid is really clingy. Then she looked up, her eyes sparkling. Are there also things that Leyon can't do? He nodded in response. Of course. At this time, Leyon recounted in a low voice. When I was young, a glowing rose was popular in the capital, but my rose, which I planted for a year, was never successfully grown. He looked at Meredith, his voice much softer. At first I intended to make it into a gift for someone, she asked curiously, glowing. Just at this moment, Leyon raised his hand to signal. Meredith, do you want to do the second task? She asked excitedly, her eyes almost lighting up. What is it? What is it? Leyon was like a king bestowing gold, he replied briefly. Make money. He whispered softly, his voice echoing in Meredith's ears. The monster invasion has caused chaos in the town. Tomorrow we will help everyone rebuild the town together. In the process of helping everyone, you can ask them how to make money. Speaking of this, Leyon did not forget to remind, if you can make money, I will reward you with a wish. Cut to the next morning, the sunlight shining unusually brightly. As soon as he saw Meredith, a person whispered, is it really her who saved everyone? Why do I hear other people say that Sir Leyon killed all the monsters? The person next to him affirmed. I saw it with my own eyes. How could it be fake? He was still skeptical, but other people also said the same thing. Back to Meredith, Roland suddenly appeared. The bow was not tied tightly. Meanwhile, she was fiddling with the bow on her hair. Leyon tied it for me all morning. Could it have come loose? A few hours ago, Meredith put on a wrinkled expression. Leyon, my head is too tight. He adjusted it in confusion. Let me change the way I tie it. Hearing this, Roland lowered his head. He offered, let me help you tie a different bow. With just a few movements, a neat and delicate bow appeared. Meredith spun around. Roland looked at Meredith with expectant eyes. How is it? She replied excitedly. It is beautiful. Just at this moment, Leyon had already stood right next to them. Roland nodded slightly. I understand. I will stay away from her a little. At the same time, Meredith could not help but boast. Leyon, did you see the beautiful bow? He did not answer, but bluntly snatched the bow from her hair. Immediately, Leyon presented another bow. Meredith's eyes lit up. Treasure. He sternly inquired, don't you like shiny things? I probably do not need this, right? Dragon-raising tips, Meredith stared thoughtfully into the mirror. She gradually lost patience. Have you finished tying it yet? Leyon looked helplessly at the bow he had just tied. I will buy her a new one at the jewelry store later. Today's dragon-raising tribe urgently needs a tutorial on tying bows, needs a nanny. Immediately, Meredith tied the bow on her head. She smiled radiantly. Meredith put on an excited expression. It is even more beautiful than the previous bow. Leyon smiled gently. That is right. At that moment, he leaned down and asked in a low voice, Meredith, you have been busy all morning and still have not found a way to make money. Contrary to expectations, she exclaimed excitedly, Meredith has made money. Hearing this, Leyon could not help but feel a little surprised. So fast? How did you make money? Meredith confessed. Honestly, Vincent gave it to me. He ran over from a distance, constantly complaining, why do you always run so fast? Vincent scratched his head shyly, not daring to look directly, Sir Leyon. As soon as he saw him, Meredith blurted out a bunch. Vincent must not be able to sleep at night because it is too noisy. But what should Meredith do if she accidentally covers Vincent's head? Can small monsters be resurrected without a brain? Can humans survive without a head? He gestured in horror. Don't say any more. Hearing this, Leyon frowned, his voice stern. Meredith, what did you do? I do not understand. She smiled innocently but said something that shocked the entire space. Vincent said that he would give me more gold coins if I slept with him. Huh. In that stifling scene, The air seemed to freeze. Vincent raised his hand in panic, sweating profusely. Do not, she is just joking. But that excuse failed to extinguish the anger in Leyon. He grabbed his collar. What did you say to her? Vincent turned pale, struggling to break free, his voice lost in fear. Really, I was just joking. Seeing this, Meredith quickly snatched Vincent away. She roared, no fighting. As soon as he fell, Meredith complained, it hurts. Vincent questioned angrily, if he wants to hit me, you should pull him. Why did you pull me? Just at this moment, Leyon pointed his sword directly at him, his eyes wanting to crush him. If it were not for Meredith still being here, I would definitely break your leg. Why do not you explain that to her? After a long while, Vincent explained softly, do you understand now? Even if it is a joke, you can't allow others to make money like that. She answered loudly, Meredith understands. He let go gently, his voice cold. Go. It is best if you do not get close to Meredith again in the future. Vincent ran away quickly. I understand. At this time, Leyon leaned closer to her. That coin just now does not count. Why do not you think of another way? Meredith lowered her head. Just at this moment, she suddenly turned around. Immediately afterwards, Meredith screamed, the wall is about to collapse. Hearing this, the group looked at her blankly. What? At the same time, Leon's eyes accidentally glanced at the wall, his face momentarily horrified. Immediately, Leyon took a step forward. He shouted sternly, what are you still standing there for? Run away now! As soon as the words fell, a series of stones fell. After a moment of panic, Leyon looked around anxiously. How is everyone? One of them kept coughing. Fortunately, we were reminded in time, so no one was injured. At this time, Leyon put on a dubious expression. How did you know the wall was about to collapse? Meredith pointed seriously at her ear. Because I heard a noise. Another person sighed incessantly. Originally, I was still worried that the monsters would take the opportunity to invade again, so I wanted to repair the city wall quickly. Now it has collapsed so much, what should I do? Hearing this, she straightened up and stepped forward to propose. Meredith can help. Before Meredith's bright eyes, the group of men stared blankly. The man smiled awkwardly. This is a man's job. How can a girl do it? Before the group agreed, Meredith lifted a stone. She asked seriously, where do I put it? Witnessing that scene, the crowd gaped in shock. After a long while, Meredith looked seriously at the cart. Oh, it seems not okay. Just at this moment, a man gradually approached. Is it you? I just came back from the town next door yesterday. I heard my wife say that a girl saved our child. She reacted quickly. I remember now. It was a little boy. He smiled gently. That is right. That is right. At the same time, Leyon seriously proposed. You stay here and help everyone move stones. He secretly thought, when we are together, perhaps more people will accept Meredith. Afterwards, the man instructed loudly, I have heard everything about you. Do not mind what those bastards say. She blinked with a puzzled look. Chicken eggs, bird eggs, bastards. He continued to explain, everyone is always afraid of dragons. Some people are starting to worry. Meredith quickly interjected, Leyon said there are no more dragons in this world. The man suddenly interrupted, his voice somewhat harsh. Don't listen to him talking nonsense. People are afraid that there are no more dragons. Hearing this, he immediately retorted, what do you understand? How many people have dragons eaten, do you know? The man refused to be outdone and argued, outside the Empire are all monsters. Without the protection of the gods, they dare to invade the Empire. Seeing this, Meredith put the stone down heavily on the ground. No arguing. The group was momentarily horrified. Okay. Even so, the man continued to murmur, unwillingly. No matter what, monsters are the ones that should be eliminated the most. Another voice interjected. Should be eliminated. Leyon said that I and those monsters are not the same. In that moment, the man said softly, sorry for saying harsh words, but you must pay attention not to offend the gods again. Just at this moment, Leyon seemed to feel Meredith's gaze. He immediately looked down, his eyes curved into a smile. Before Leon's gentleness, she was involuntarily moved. Meredith turned her head to look up and smiled radiantly. Meredith will definitely become human. In the evening, she ran excitedly towards him. Leyon, this is the money that those uncles paid me for helping them run errands. I made money? The man chuckled. There was too much work, so I asked her to do some errands. That is all. Another person raised his thumb. My hand hurts. At this time, the group replied in unison. The wish can be fulfilled. Wish. Leyon looked down at her. Okay, I will keep my word. What do you want? In that moment, Meredith leaned close to his ear and whispered, I want to go into the forest alone. Faced with the proposal, Leyon reacted harshly, no way. Seeing this, she quickly promised, I promise I will be back very soon. He did not care and sternly questioned, tell me first, What do you want to do in the forest? Meredith did not answer, but turned away in a huff. Leyon does not keep his word. Seeing this, he quickly approached, patting her shoulder lightly. Then how about I go into the forest with you tomorrow? How about that? Seizing the opportunity, Meredith intertwined her hands with Leyon's. I promise to only go for a little while. Agree with me? He put on an embarrassed expression, his voice slow. I will wait for you at the city gate. You can only go for half an hour, okay? Meredith almost could not hide her excitement. That is the decision. Immediately afterwards, the sound of hurried footsteps rang out. The footprints were almost imprinted deep into the ground. Leyon kept pacing back and forth. He kept thinking, I remember she said she left a treasure in the forest. She probably wants to go find it. Thinking of this, Leyon reassured himself. It is okay. Meredith is very strong. Even high-level monsters are not her opponent. As soon as the thought flashed through his mind, he immediately turned around. I have to go find her. Suddenly, Leyon's eyes narrowed. He sternly called her name. Meredith, she shouted excitedly. Leyon. Only to see Meredith appear with a bouquet of fresh flowers, she smiled happily. I am back. Dragon raising tips? Meredith smiled happily. Find a place to hide all the treasures, he shouted angrily. Meredith, let me down quickly. Today's dragon raising tips? You should not forgive the dragon's habit of hiding treasures. As soon as he saw her, he suddenly remembered his own words. I hope I can give it to someone as a gift. Meredith repeated naively. Gift. Back to reality, she ran excitedly straight towards him. A gift for Leyon. He looked in surprise at the bouquet of flowers in Meredith's hand. Did you go into the forest to pick glowing flowers? She nodded excitedly. That is right. Immediately afterwards, Meredith snuggled into Leyon's arms. She smiled brightly. Leyon taught me how to be human. This is a gift for Leyon. Only to see Leyon's face clearly darken. Witnessing that expression, Meredith asked blankly, is Leyon not happy? He turned away to avoid her. Of course, I am very happy. At this time, Leyon said in a low tone, But I promised to fulfill a wish for you. Why are you? Contrary to him, Meredith looked up, her eyes sparkling like water. She affirmed, I wished for myself. Then suddenly, Meredith hugged him tightly. Leyon is happy. Then Meredith is happy. Meredith likes Leyon. Before the unexpected action, his heart beat involuntarily. Leyon's eyes were almost locked on. Meredith, he used his hand to support her cheek. In that moment, Leyon's lips slowly approached Meredith's lips. Amidst the ambiguous scene, she looked at him blankly. Leyon, he quickly explained, you had dirt on your face just now. I wiped it off now. Afterwards, Leyon left quickly. He turned his head to look back. Thank you for your flowers. It is getting dark. Let us go home. Meredith could not help but feel a little confused. How strange. Leyon does not smell as good anymore. Is he not happy? The next morning, the trees competed to show their colors. The sunlight covered the entire earth. Inside, Meredith sat blankly on the chair. She muttered unconsciously. It seems like Leyon has gone to do morning exercise again. Just at this moment, he opened the door and entered. Are you awake? Immediately, Leyon's wet image hit her eyes directly. Meredith was almost mesmerized. Why do I feel like Leyon is more delicious than usual? Then suddenly he reminded softly, Open the box on the table. There is a gift for you. Meredith put on an excited expression. A gift. On this side, she exclaimed excitedly. It is a new dress, Leyon observed from the outside. After a long while, he entered the room and took off his coat. Leyon kept thinking, the hoo-ha, like she said is not what I thought. In that moment, her voice came. Leyon, help! Help! He suddenly woke up. Meredith? Leyon hurried over. She struggled hard. Leyon, I can't see anything. Seeing her struggling, he sighed inwardly. You idiot, do not move. Stick your head out here. She began to panic. Meredith can't see anything, he shouted impatiently. The collar is here. Do not hit my face. In an instant, she raised her head and looked straight at Leyon. Meredith can see again. Seeing this, he quickly instructed. After you are done putting on the clothes, there is a mirror over there. Only to see his eyes widen. Meredith suddenly placed a deep kiss on Leyon's lips. Suddenly, Leyon pushed Meredith away. He said shyly, Why, suddenly? I also do not know. And Meredith on this side stammered, I wanted to. Leyon, with his hot six-pack abs, told Meredith, humans can only do intimate things like that with the person they love. We are not in that relationship. Oh, do you understand? I understand. Do you really understand? I really understand. Leyon said coldly. That is good then. But suddenly Meredith leaned over and kissed him. Leyon asked in surprise, Why are you doing this again? But Meredith replied naively, Leyon, be my lover, then I can kiss you. But Leyon was very indifferent, he said sternly. A lover is not what you think. She asked naively, Then What is a lover like? Leyon leaned over to explain. Love is too complicated for you. You have not even learned the most basic things about humans yet, even. Food, clothing, shelter, and transportation. You can't even guarantee it. No way. She said happily. Meredith has Leyon giving her new clothes. Meredith has Leyon giving her food and shelter. Meredith can also go. While skipping, she fell to the ground. Leyon shook his head wearily. He then picked her up. Take off the new dress. The dress is too long. It is not suitable for you. I only gave you a gift. If you want to become human, you have to earn the things you need yourself. How to earn it? Make money. Meredith turned her head and said, Meredith has completed the task of making money. Then, 2 coins. But Leyon blurted out, 100 coins. 100 coins. Hearing this, her face froze. Leyon buttoned his coat while replying, 2 coins can't live in a human town, so your next task is to earn 100 coins. Wait until you earn 100 coins, and I will teach you something else. Teach me. What a lover is too. I will teach you. Finally, he left here. That night, she helped the old man find his lost kitten, and earned 5 coins, money plus 5. Helped the very demonic weapon shop owner sell 15 coins. Money plus 15. Helped the child hide his Vosan Dong homework for 1 coin, money plus 1. She was busy working hard to make money so that she could become his lover, but she broke it, so she was deducted money. Helped the restaurant wash dishes, minus 20 coins. Money minus 20 coins. So today she earned 1 coin. After a tiring day, she finally returned. Leyon, you are back. She then boasted to him. Leyon, you do not know how today I am a little tired. I am going back to my room to rest first. But he was still indifferent. You should go early too. So she turned around and left. Looking at Leyon's coldness, Meredith also felt a little sad. Dragon's note. What are you doing digging in the dirt? When you are free, cleanliness is successfully treated. Meredith wants to plant flowers for Leyon. Oh. Leyon was like a nanny taking care of Meredith, bit by bit. Don't tilt your head, wake up quickly. Last night, I could not talk to Leyon, so I could not sleep. Now I am too sleepy. Rinse your mouth, remember not to swallow it. Be careful of your hair. Leyon was too tired yesterday. Today I should be able to share with Leyon about how I made money, right? Meredith spoke. Leyon, He was taking care of her carefully. She was very happy with this action. She hurried to catch up. Leyon, wait for me. The crystal for her to put on the table, remember to eat it. I am also very busy today. You do not need to wait for me to come back tonight. Perhaps Leyon will be done with work by tonight. That night, she trailed after him. Leyon, today I still have things to deal with. Go back to your room first. Leyon spoke. Perhaps Leyon will be less busy tomorrow. The next morning she was still like that, trailing after him everywhere. Leyon, didn't I say it before? You can't always be intimate with the opposite sex like that. You can't even hug. Seeing him always being cold to her, she had to say to herself, Leyon has been very busy these days. It has been almost a week, and I still can't talk to Leyon properly. Perhaps after I earn enough 100 coins, Leyon will talk to me. Meredith. But suddenly seeing his figure, Meredith became excited again. Leyon. But the next second, her eyes furrowed. It turned out to be Vincent. Hey, your disappointed expression is too obvious. Howard teased her. Leyon has been ignoring you lately, right? I see him with a different girl every day. He is definitely planning to get rid of you. Hearing him say that, she questioned. Vincent is lying to me. It is because Leyon is very busy lately. She still did not believe him. He then turned his head and said, Follow me. Do you believe it now? Arriving there, she saw Mia and Leyon standing close to each other. Seeing this, Meredith turned to leave. Hey, do not go. She went in to call Leyon. As soon as he saw Meredith, he asked, Why are you here? Didn't I tell you to stay home and learn to read today? I know all the commonly used words already. Then, have you earned enough 100 coins too? Meredith said softly, I still have not earned 100 coins. Hearing this, he quickly said, Then go make money. I still have some work here. Oh? Meredith pouted and quickly left. Seeing her stomping off so quickly, Mia called out, Be careful not to bump into the door. Are you okay? Are you injured? Leyon also did not understand what this kid was jealous about. Meredith said tearfully, Leyon, can you come home early today? Meredith misses you very much. Can Leyon come early today? Meredith misses Leyon so much. Faced with the question, he was silent. Then he leaned closer to Meredith's head and replied, I promise you, I will come home early today. Then let us talk, okay? Okay. Hearing this, Meredith was overjoyed. Finally, I can talk to Leyon today. But Howard kept adding fuel to the fire. What did he say to you? Meredith does not listen to Vincent. Don't tell me that after Leyon coaxed you a few times, you immediately take it seriously. Let me tell you, he just does not want you. Not letting him say more, Meredith quickly grabbed Weissenhoward's clothes and ran away. What are you doing? What should I do? What should I do? Meredith, put me down quickly. No, Meredith needs to find a place to take shelter from the rain. This action was caught by Roland. What are you doing? She replied naively, Meredith is taking shelter from the rain. Weissenhoward shouted angrily, you still have the audacity to say that. Roland hurried to Meredith's side and offered, the church is nearby. Let me take you there to take shelter from the rain. The rain won't last long. I feel sick when I see you two. I am not going anywhere. He kept persuading her to go inside. Are you not in a good mood on a rainy day like this? That is right. Then let me tell you a story. What story? He suddenly fell silent in the middle of the sentence. The story of the dragon and the royal family. 300 years ago, the royal family awakened the sleeping dragon tribe, signed a contract with it. The dragon protected humans from monsters. The royal family made sacrifices to it. However, when humans mastered the method of making weapons from magic crystals, the royal family decided, Roland said softly, the royal family not only betrayed its trust, but also coveted the dragon's power. But the dragon eats people. Meredith, do you think what the royal family did was good? Meredith replied naively, who is good and who is bad? Meredith does not care at all. And why should I care? Hearing the kid's answer, he asked in surprise, you do not care. Then he remembered his childhood memories. At that time he was shunned wherever he went. At this age you already have a dark mind. Do not you know shame? You still dare to seduce my wife. How great would it be if I were a dragon? No, would dragons still care about human action? In the eyes of the gods, humans are no different from ants. Roland looked very pitiful at that time. Meredith spoke after listening. It is like seeing little rabbits fighting in the forest. Meredith can go over and pull them apart. He asked Meredith, between good and bad rabbits, which one would you choose? Meredith smiled and replied, little rabbits. If only one can live, how would Meredith choose? Of course I would choose the one that Meredith likes the most. Roland said coldly, even if it is a bad rabbit. But she was still resolute, whether it is a good or bad rabbit, if it is good for Meredith, then it must be a good rabbit in Meredith's heart. While swaying, she fell forward, but luckily, Roland immediately supported her. Meredith hurriedly pulled her hand back shyly. She looked very scared. Have you ever been scratched by a rabbit? Leyon said that you can't casually hang out with the opposite sex. Hearing this, Roland smiled and said, he was right about that. Perhaps it was not because my hands were cold that she avoided me. Suddenly, Meredith grabbed his hand. Roland, give me your hand. He was very curious, not knowing what she was going to do. Meredith looked at the palm of Roland's hand. Then she said happily, if I do this, will Roland's hand be a little warmer? Hearing this, his eyes widened in surprise. Meredith, what would happen if I was the first person you met? Outside at this time, Leyon rushed in. You can't. Sir Leyon, you can't break in. Get out of the way. He pushed the door open and stepped in, his voice sullen. What are you doing, Meredith? Leyon, hurry up, oh. Bishop Roland seems to be particularly interested in Meredith. After pulling Meredith back into his arms, he continued to question Roland. What are you plotting? At this time, Meredith snuggled into Leyon's arms thinking, I usually sleep in caves on rainy days. Roland stepped forward and said, Sir Leyon and Miss Meredith have no relationship, so I also want to ask you the same question. Meredith thought to herself, he is right. I have no relationship with Meredith at all. He continued to speak, or is it? The Queen's bastard child. Leyon looked at him with hatred and said, Bishop Roland wants to defile the Queen just because they look alike. Do I look like someone named, Queen? That much. Just a little similar. I have met many people who look like the Queen before, oh. He looked puzzled. If it is not for this reason, could it be because Meredith is not human? Leyon fell into contemplation. That is not right. Whenever Roland asks a question, the church will come to snatch her. Is he deliberately testing my reaction? Roland stepped forward and said softly, Sir Leyon, do not worry. In order to protect Miss Meredith, whether it is now or in the future, I will not mention her to the church. But Leyon still looked at him with hateful eyes. Oh, is that so? I like Meredith. Hearing this, his eyes suddenly widened. Then he sighed. What can I say? Where can I intervene? Roland stepped forward and smiled at Meredith. You really are good at choosing the time to sleep. But Leyon was holding Meredith like a treasure. That is your business. Then he took her away. Think about it. If we are at the church, we can at least hide it. Have not I made a decision already? We are at the door. Keep sleeping after we go inside. Leyon smells so good. At this time, Meredith fell asleep tiredly. Sir Leyon, welcome back. Sorry for making you wait. As soon as he saw Mia, Meredith panicked. She screamed, Leyon, you let her live here. What Vincent said is true. Mia imitated, explaining, Just now, Sir Leyon did not bring an umbrella when he went out. His clothes are all wet. Meredith glanced at Leyon in fear. I forgot. Meredith does not like water. He then said sternly, Get down, my clothes are not dry yet. But she was still stubborn. Meredith won't get down. She folded her legs and hugged Leyon tightly. He was also helpless. What is wrong with you? Meredith said stammeringly, Is she going to live here with us in the future? Mia on this side smiled foolishly at them. Then she started dressing up Meredith. Which dress should I wear? It was the new dress that was missing. Leyon stepped out and said, Because the hem of the dress was too long and it was easy to trip over, it is much better if I take it to be shortened. The best tailor in the town of Podell, Mia. I came here to deliver the dress, but because it happened to be raining, I stayed here to take shelter. I won't live here. Meredith hugged her face in shame. I misunderstood. I feel a little embarrassed. Miss Meredith is as cute as rumored. Finally, Mia did not forget to say goodbye before leaving. I will take my leave now. Will Mia come back again? I will be back in 2 days to deliver a few new dresses. Will Mia come back again? He asked her, Do you remember when you asked what a lover is? Meredith quickly replied. Leyon said, I have to earn 100 gold coins before he will teach me. He asked her slowly, The two of you can only become lovers if both of you have love for each other. You said you like me, so do you like Roland? Meredith replied happily, Yes. Meredith also likes Mia, Vincent, and the children in the town. But he said coldly, Love is not treating everyone the same, but prioritizing. I want to occupy you as my own and turn you into my life. Because I also do not understand what love is, I went to the library to find out, and finally I was able to have the ability to express myself in words in the best way. Among everyone, I like Leyon the most. But Leyon glanced at Meredith and said sternly, Because I am the first person you met, but that kind of can't be counted as love. Meredith looked tearful. I only want to kiss Leyon. Humans also use kisses to show closeness. Meredith frowned and scolded him. Leyon is not right. He also retorted, Then is what you said right. I have no opinion. He fell into thought. Meredith's thoughts are very simple. No different from a child. I am also like family to her. He suddenly stroked her head, his voice soft. I was wrong for ignoring you these past few days. I won't do it again. Meredith understood and replied, Leyon is very busy, right? That is right. Thinking about it, I still see Leyon. While speaking excitedly, he interrupted, Aren't you sleepy? Go to sleep quickly. Meredith pouted and said, But Leyon has to sleep with me too. He was also helpless. Have you learned something from someone in the past 2 days? Come here. I will wait for you to sleep before going back to my room. In the vast castle. Roland looked at the crystal ball and said, Meredith really does not have a bastard child. Meredith also echoed from inside the crystal ball. Elena asked back, Why do you ask me this question every time you meet that girl? Just because there happens to be a little royal bloodline. In short, it is absolutely impossible for her to be Meredith's bastard child, the Empire's princess, the heir to the throne, Elena. Roland on this side wondered, Why would you say that? Elena said sternly, Our Majesty has no desire to give birth to children for Menshi. It seemed that the worlds of the two people were opposed. Elena continued, She is single-mindedly devoted to her beloved sister. If there really is such a thing, then the one who needs to pay attention is that Leyon. Do not let his treasure become a concubine favored by his Majesty. He spoke after listening. The church has issued instructions. The missing girls in the town must be resolved as soon as possible. Prepare well. Cut to the scene of Meredith and Leyon. Looking at Meredith, who was sleeping soundly, he thought to himself, Yesterday I said I would go back to my room after she fell asleep. As a result, every time I try to leave, she wakes up and holds me back. Meredith still has not woken up yet. Looking at her innocent appearance when she sleeps, he could not help but exclaim, So clingy. Suddenly, Meredith slowly opened her eyes and woke up. He then immediately pretended to be asleep. Leyon is still not awake. Looking at the scene, you can't help but feel sweet. It really is a pair of lovebirds. Meredith looked at his appearance and secretly came up with an idea in her head. Leyon would not find out if I kissed him secretly, right? Then she slowly leaned closer to Leyon. But suddenly he blocked her with a pillow, not allowing her to move rashly. Leyon sat up and said, People from childhood until they are as big as you do not act spoiled anymore, wanting to hug and kiss. And Meredith blushed. I do not want to become Leon's child. I want to become a lover. There you go again. That morning was a very delicious and beautiful cake. The two sat across from each other, chatting while eating. Leyon, after I earn 100 coins, can you reward me with a wish? I can. What do you want? Secret. Then let us talk about it later. After you earn enough. I have earned 10 gold coins already, very soon. Clearly still far away. Hearing her say that naively, he suddenly thought, not to mention her personality is no different from a child. Even if she really has love for me, the two of us can't be together. Letting her live in the town is the best arrangement. As for me, I have to return to the capital soon. Suddenly, a call came from outside. Sir Leyon, are you here? Please help us. Mia ran in with a panicked face and reported, Mia has not returned home all night. It is like the missing girls before. Sir Leyon, are not you investigating the missing girl case? What are the results? Have you investigated anything? It is not necessarily missing. Let us go look for her first. Did you see this girl yesterday? I did not see her. On this side, Warren Howard was giving orders. You guys search over there. A girl was climbing on a tree when he was discovered by him. What are you doing? Climb a little higher. I did not pay attention for a bit, and she climbed up the tree. Hey, you there! Suddenly, Leyon appeared and stopped him. Don't suddenly shout loudly. It will scare her. First, find a way to persuade her to climb down first. He called from below. What is wrong? Did you see anything? I still do not see Mia. Then climb down first, okay? Okay? Wait, I am not telling you to jump down immediately, Leyon said sternly. What if I can't catch you? Meredith, hearing this, also hurriedly climbed down as he said, going back to the past, the people in the town were all speculating, weren't the girls before also kidnapped by monsters? Perhaps it is the same this time. Quiet. Sir Leyon said that there is still no definite evidence. We heard that you killed all the monsters in the town with just one move. Can you go to the monster forest to find Mia? We are willing to pay any price. The monsters in the forest are too fierce. I can't let Leyon into the forest. I will do it myself. Leyon turned to her and said, 2 days ago, magic crystals were installed on the city wall. As long as there is a magical fluctuation, there will be a warning. Mia can't be caught in the forest. His words surprised her. Leyon can read minds. Leyon did not hide it and said, that is right, so do not think you can get past me, just a little lie, and she will tell the whole truth. She pondered for a moment and then said excitedly, Leyon, how about I pretend to be Mia? The two began to talk back and forth with each other. If so, we can deceive that monster. It is not necessarily a monster who kidnapped her. Moreover, where did you learn that from? Suddenly, Vice and Howard came to tease. What a great idea! Are not they lacking women? It is a good idea to use Meredith as bait. But Leyon was not very happy. He continued to ponder. Bait may not be effective, but you can try, that is right. So that night, Vincent Howard had to dress up as a girl. Meredith then went to offer to help him. Let me help you tie a bunch of hair. But Vincent Howard was so embarrassed that he cried, don't go too far. Then he pointed and said, you should let him wear women's clothes, Roland. Meredith hurried to grab Leon's hand. Leyon, let us go. I smell a monster over there. Suddenly, Roland was also present. What a coincidence. Whenever something happens, Sir Leyon always discovers it in time. You and I do not trust each other, so there is no point in saying anything now. Breakthrough, Meredith froze, making them ask in surprise, what is wrong? She then fell into a state of anxiety. It seems that someone has caught Vincent. Hearing this, Leyon remembered, I forgot about him. On the other side, Vice and Howard had been grabbed by a mysterious person. He kept struggling and yelling, you guys actually abandoned me. I am the only one here who can't even tie a chicken. I am not a woman. You caught the wrong person. Better to catch the wrong person than to let one go. Stop talking nonsense. Are you sick? Fortunately, Meredith arrived in time. Release Vincent. Then Roland used magic to open barrier. I will maintain the barrier to prevent him from entering the monster forest. The rest depends on you guys. But he was still persistent, taking Vincent Howard as a hostage. No one is allowed to come here. As soon as you take one step, I will kill him. Leyon said sternly, do you think that just because of him, I will let you go? Vincent Howard was extremely scared on this side. Hey, you are not going to care about my life or death, right? In an instant, Leyon's sword flashed, and Meredith also quickly went to rescue Vincent Howard. Under Leyon's sword, nothing can't be subdued under his feet. This is the end. Leyon, what is Vincent saying? He is thanking us for saving him. On this side, Roland saw Leyon and Meredith being close to each other. He secretly smiled. The next day, at the Howard mansion, Mia went to thank them. Fortunately, I was rescued thanks to everyone. Meredith then took Mia's hand and said, it is good that Mia is okay. It was all my credit. I almost died. Let me bring some snacks to thank everyone. Hearing this, Meredith was struck by lightning. Human food. She began to panic. If I do not eat it, Mia will definitely be disappointed. I better eat it. Suddenly, Leyon gently held her hand. Then he took one for himself. After that action, he gently wiped her lips with his hand and said, you have eaten a lot of dishes today. Are not you full already? Let us eat more at home tomorrow. This action made the two people sitting across from them secretly think, "This cake is not as sweet as the two of them. He does not let me get close to her, but he takes her into his arms himself." So shameless. Before leaving, Mia did not forget to say, "Thank you again everyone for saving me." This made Leyon think, other girls are not as lucky, only Mia was rescued in time. According to the prisoner's confession, there is an underground arena in the neighboring town. The monsters in it especially like to eat young girls. The Roman arena believed that the town of Podel was close to the monster area. Hurry up, catch the monster, so if anyone goes missing, it can all be blamed on them. Leyon was immersed in a mess of thoughts. At first, when they knew I came to investigate, they stopped kidnapping the girls, but because the business has been declining recently, they risked it again. Then, Warren Howard went to report, "Sir Leyon, all the managers of the Roman arena have been caught. You have not closed your eyes at all for the past 2 days. Why do not you go rest first?" Hearing this, Leyon turned and left. "Then I will go rest for a while. If anything happens, remember to call me." "I understand." Returning to Meredith's room, she was spreading her gold coins out. Leyon went to ask, "What is wrong with you?" She then replied with a happy mood, "This is the money that Mia's parents paid me, a total of 100 gold coins." "So you want to fulfill a wish after completing the task. Right. Then she turned to him and questioned, "Leyon won't go back on his word, right?" "I won't." "Then I want to become Leon's lover." But he had a headache for her at this time. "Why have not you forgotten about this?" But Leyon just said he would keep his word. She pointed to the pile of gold coins and boasted, "Meredith has earned 100 gold coins." Meredith's wish is to become Leon's lover. He suddenly asked, "Am I only worth 100 coins?" "Then add 10 more coins. Only add 10 coins." She began to get angry. It is very hard to make money. Meredith has to work very hard to earn 10 more coins. Then how many more coins do I have to earn to become Leon's lover? But unexpectedly he blurted out, "I agree." I said, "I agree. If I continue to bargain with her, then this will become a real monetary transaction." Suddenly receiving such an answer, Meredith could not help but shout happily, "Great! Leyon is now Meredith's lover." Meredith has no concept of a lover, even if I agree to become her lover. The relationship between the two of us still has not changed at all. On the 3rd day, after the two of us started dating, "You do not need to give me gifts every day." Day after day she kept pestering him. "The day before yesterday was a crystal bead. Yesterday was a fish. Today it is duck meat. Is it possible that tomorrow you will bring a sheep back?" Leyon, who was reading a book, also had to put it away quickly. And Meredith kept rambling. Leyon can also give gifts to Meredith every day, such as a kiss. She gently tiptoed to kiss him. But someone knocked on the door outside. "Meredith, are you home? It is Roland." Leyon and Meredith, hand in hand, ran out laughing and talking. "Roland, look, Leyon is my boyfriend now." Though feeling a pang in his heart, Roland forced a smile and offered his congratulations. But a second later he curled his lip and said, "But even becoming lovers, the two of you could still break up. Suppose the other person treats you badly, deceives you, or abandons you." Meredith replied naively, "Don't worry, Meredith will definitely treat Leyon well." Meredith completely did not understand, but only Leyon understood every word Roland said. What exactly was Sir Roland's purpose? He immediately changed his tune. "Leon-sama treats Meredith like a child. When she finds out the truth, she will definitely be very disappointed. Since the culprit has been caught, I am preparing to leave Podel town and return to the Holy City. This is for you." Hearing about gold coins, Meredith's eyes lit up. Shiny treasure. Meredith's dependence on me is not love. If that is the case, what are my feelings for her? Leyon quietly called her name, Meredith. Meredith looked blank. "Leyon, did you call me?" Then he gently placed a kiss on her forehead. This is the easiest answer to understand. And so, the two of them were lost in love. This made her blush with embarrassment. It was the first time Leyon had kissed her. She whispered, "It is the first time Leyon has kissed me." And Leyon kept calling her name, Meredith. Meredith suddenly rushed forward and hugged Leyon tightly. Meredith likes being kissed. She eagerly wanted to kiss him. "No, wait a minute. I am about to faint from Leon's kisses. Hey. Earned 100 gold coins, Leyon has become my boyfriend. It seems like something has been forgotten. The next task?" Lost in love, Meredith suddenly asked, "Leyon, what is the next task? I will find out tomorrow." Just then, in her dream, she saw herself being forced to cross that river, and she cried, "I do not want to cross the river. I do not want to." Leyon quickly soothed her. "Come down. I will carry you across." The two of them once again met face to face. But then, returning to reality. So it was a dream? She fiddled around for a moment and found a handwritten letter from Leyon. "Leyon wrote me a letter." Her eyes lit up as she read the letter. Leyon had already set off on his journey. Leyon-sama, should we stop for a rest? Rest in the evening and take advantage of the time to return to the Imperial City to receive orders. As you command. If Meredith returned with me as a monster, she could be in danger at any moment. If I want to protect her, then I have no choice but to restrict her freedom, and even have to tell her. Can't trust anyone. He thought of Meredith. When she sees the letter, perhaps like Roland said, she will be very disappointed in me. Meanwhile, Meredith was intently reading the letter Leyon had left behind. Independent living. Independent living is an extremely difficult thing, even for humans. Good luck, Meredith. Leyon. Does that mean Leyon won't come back until I complete everything on the list? Leyon always helps me, so I have to work hard. 3 days later, Warren Howard frowned and said, You can leave the city gates, but you must have guards accompany you. After killing monsters, remember to take all the monster cores. Leyon is not here. Meredith, are you listening? Yes, listening. What did I just say? Said that the city gates can take everything. Leyon had arrived at Queen Margaret's palace. Leyon, she said, you seem very tired lately. Hearing this, he respectfully replied, Thank you for your concern, Your Majesty. Perhaps I have not rested well. I will adjust quickly. 1 Leyon, 2 Leyons. Meredith, on the other hand, was sleepless from missing Leyon. 3. She lay counting Leyons like she was counting sheep. 2,781 Leyons. Leyon also thought of her. As soon as he closed his eyes, his mind was filled with Meredith. The two of them were now separated. Before meeting Leyon, I clearly lived independently. After deciding to leave, I clearly prepared myself mentally. Why is it so uncomfortable now? Meredith hurriedly refused. No, Mia has already given me so many dresses. But Mia kept pushing the gift into her hands. Meredith, wearing the dresses I made helps me promote them without any burden. But Meredith secretly thought, actually? Leyon-sama left a large sum of money to have clothes made for Meredith. Even everyone around her cherished Meredith. Meredith, this is for you. Thank you so much for last time. Thank you, everyone. Vincent Howard came over and said, Meredith, would you like to come to my house to play today? She quickly replied, I can't. The task Leyon gave me has not been completed yet. Doing those things is pointless. Why? Because before my mother left, she also gave me many tasks. Did she come back after I completed them? No. Hearing this, he secretly thought, she became a sacrifice to the dragon in my place, so how could she come back? Vincent Howard suddenly snapped. Don't look at me with such pitying eyes. Pity yourself. At the living room, Meredith kept absent-mindedly thinking. She remembered the moments she spent with Leyon. She snuggled into Leon's arms and asked, When will the rain stop? Soon. Really? The study. Do you still remember how to hold a pen? The bedroom. Fell asleep in the chest again? Everywhere was filled with the two of them. The flower garden? Meredith slowly said, I won't stay long. I just want to stop by and see Leyon. But after walking for a while, she realized, lost. I am lost. So she was looking for Leyon alone. But she was too foolish and could not read the map. How do you read this? Are you having trouble? I want to go to the Imperial City. Do you know where it is? The girl inside the carriage smiled kindly and replied, Traveling by carriage from here to the Imperial City will take more than half a month. You are planning to walk. I run faster than a horse. The girl stepped down and smiled friendly. You are Meredith, are not you? It is nice to meet you. Surprised, Meredith asked the girl, I do not remember knowing you. The girl replied, My name is Elena. Didn't Leyon tell you? Hearing this, Meredith was overjoyed. You are an acquaintance of Leyon? Elena tilted her head and replied, More than an acquaintance. I am his fiancé. Fiancé? What is that? Are you pretending a fiancé is? Meredith childishly hugged Elena and praised, Elena smells so good. Such a soft fragrance. But Elena looked puzzled, thinking to herself, Leyon actually left behind such a cute little thing. Then do not blame me for taking this opportunity to snatch her. Elena suddenly reached out and touched Meredith's face. Sweetheart, I can take you to find Leyon. Come with me, okay? Meredith naively replied, Elena can really take me to find Leyon, of course. Let us go. Let us go to the Imperial City together. Meredith stood there blankly, looking at her. She remembered Leyon. The two were happily skipping along when suddenly a voice called out, Stop! Aren't you locked up in jail? The kidnapper smiled evilly and said, The one in jail is just a replacement. Did you really think you caught me? Seeing him, Elena gritted her teeth. You came too early, too late. Now you are appearing to ruin my plans. He quickly pulled out a dagger hidden in his hand. Seeing the dangerous situation, she quickly shielded Elena. Be careful, Elena. She pushed Elena down. The two of them rolled over together. Seeing Meredith save her, she quickly asked anxiously, "Sweetheart, are you hurt?" But Meredith put on a silent act. "Shh. I will just cooperate and pretend to faint with her." He especially emphasized that this little girl is very strong. Seeing Meredith lying motionless, the kidnapper thought, so she fainted after only one stab. On Leon's side, he anxiously asked, "What? You can't find Meredith anywhere." "Meredith is not missing. She will return in a few days." Miss Meredith left a letter stating that she will return soon, so there are probably no sudden surprises. Why did she suddenly leave town? Looking at the letter from Meredith, he asked himself, will there be any danger? Leyon's attendant spoke up. "Lord Leyon, the Duke said the banquet is about to begin, so please come to the banquet as soon as possible." He immediately ordered, "Quickly send people to find her. If there is any news, report it to me immediately." That evening, both Elena and Meredith were captured and tied up in a prison. The two were blindfolded and could only sense their surroundings with their other senses. There is a human smell. All the missing people in town are imprisoned here. But why are they all silent? The smell of blood is really strong. Elena reassured herself, "Meredith will protect me. Although it is very touching, we are both tied up together. Meredith can untie it immediately." Elena turned to ask, "Have you untied the rope?" In front, there were many other women who had been captured, tied up, and beaten bruised. Elena spoke up. "So cruel. We must quickly rescue everyone and get them out." Meredith started using her magic. Then she tried to escape using magic, but it did not work. Elena quickly supported her. "Are you okay? There are so many Leyons flying around." Suddenly, footsteps approached. It was Warren Howard. "It is all thanks to the dragon crystal you gave me." Meredith suddenly realized that all of this was arranged by him. "So it is you. You deceived everyone. You. But she could not remember who he was. He growled. "You lived in my house for so long and you still do not remember who I am. So useless," Meredith naively replied. "I just forgot a little." "Why is the princess here?" "She is a princess." Meredith stood in front of Elena and shouted, "I won't let you hurt Elena." But he shouted back, "You should worry about yourself first. Come to think of it, you really are an idiot. Leyon left so many people to follow you. If you had not sneaked out of town yourself, I would not have had the chance to catch you." Hearing Warren Howard's words, she suddenly remembered him. "Leyon." Elena behind her spoke up. "You guys went to great lengths to deceive Leyon, only to end up kidnapping his sweetheart. You guys are the idiots," he said coldly. "Drag any one of them out for the monsters to eat as torture, and see if they still dare to talk to me like that." Meredith shouted, "Hey!" The other person, upon hearing the order, immediately drew his knife and prepared to execute a woman nearby. "Don't worry, I will end your suffering first." Meredith quickly used magic and conjured a fireball. "This is the second time I have used magic. As long as I do not use it next time, this time will be okay." Seeing this, Elena suddenly thought, she can use magic. Horns gradually grew on both sides of Meredith's head, causing her great pain. It hurt so much. Seeing the little girl like that, Elena felt sorry for her. "Sweetheart, what is wrong with you, Horns?" Warren Howard growled, "I should have realized it when I saw your wings. You carry mixed blood of humans and monsters." Hearing this, Meredith was surprised. "What am I?" He shouted like a madman, "My thinking was right. Humans and monsters can crossbreed. As long as I have magic, I won't have to live in fear anymore." Elena went to comfort her. "Don't pay attention to what he says. Quickly go save them." After freeing herself from the shackles, Meredith went and said to everyone inside, "Don't be afraid, everyone. You have all been saved." But with a crash, the woman from before suddenly fell down. Meredith panicked. What is wrong with her? In an instant, everyone there was slashed to death. Witnessing this scene, Meredith's expression darkened. Introducing today's dragon rearing tip, let us play hide and seek or treasure hunt inside the house. I do not want to. I want Leyon to kiss me. Today's dragon rearing tip. Rainy days can make you feel bad, but they can be cured with a kiss. Back to this moment, Meredith said in horror, "I killed people." Elena quickly reassured her. "They committed suicide. It is not related to you." Suddenly, Meredith clutched her head and screamed, "My head hurts so much." She remembered her old memories. Everyone who was near her died. She became delirious, vaguely saying, "Why did everyone die? People can't come back to life after they die. Sweetheart, calm down." Suddenly, Elena said loudly, "What is this?" With that, Meredith gradually fell down. A surge of dark magic surrounded Meredith. "I do not want to remember." In that painful memory, she remembered, "Are we being too cruel by doing this? If we cut her arm, the blood will flow faster. Didn't her wings that we cut off yesterday grow back?" Returning to reality, someone was about to assassinate her with a knife. But suddenly, the knife in his hand fell to the ground. Meredith, now awake again, grabbed his neck. "You forced me." At this moment, her memories flooded back. A serpent was coiling around a sword, then opened a magic circle. Elena quickly shook Meredith. "Wake up, the prison is about to collapse." But Meredith was immersed in that painful memory. "Hurry up. I see her, I do not want to. I won't be captured again." The little girl, who was still young, kept running away from the assassins. But there was always a warm voice that kept trying to pull her out of that abyss of pain. "Meredith, can you hear me? Who is here? It is my fault. Please wake up. Have I died? Why can I still hear someone calling me?" "Gotcha. Weren't we lovers? Why do you always ignore me?" Meredith opened her big, sparkling eyes and replied, "Lover." Returning to reality, Leyon kept calling her name, Meredith. "Meredith, can you hear me?" She suddenly woke up. "Leyon." Leyon also opened his eyes wide and looked at her. He quickly hugged her tightly and caressed her. "Meredith, you have finally woken up." Hearing such words, Meredith suddenly fell silent. Then she said in a spoiled tone, "Leyon, I feel very uncomfortable." Hearing her express herself, he hugged her in his arms. "I will never leave you again." The dark moon that night was full and round. Leyon secretly blamed himself. "It is all my fault for leaving her alone in this town." He looked at her with eyes full of infatuation. "What can I do to alleviate her pain?" Elena, who was waiting outside for Leyon, asked as soon as he came out, "Meredith is not an ordinary person, is she?" "You do not need to lie. I saw her use magic without using a crystal." Leyon turned his head and replied, "I won't let anyone take her from me." Hearing this, Elena thought to herself, "I did not expect Leyon to still accept Meredith." Suddenly he spoke up. "That is strange. It seems like there is a very pleasant floral scent. If Meredith really carries mixed blood, then she must have just come of age. When they come of age, they will emit a fragrance to express their feelings to their partner." Elena quickly turned to leave, not forgetting to say her last words, "I will leave first. She will feel uncomfortable with someone else around. It would be very troublesome if she got angry. Her temperature is too high. I need to give her some water to drink." Leyon gently placed his hand on Meredith's forehead. He held the cup of water in his hand and hesitated. "It does not matter anymore." Then Leyon took a sip and kissed Meredith's lips, transferring the water to her. Meredith opened her eyes and woke up. "Leyon." Leyon was still tightly closing his eyes and kissing her. After seeing that she had woken up, he was secretly overjoyed. "Meredith, you are awake." "Wait a minute, Leyon. I feel like I just experienced a terrifying nightmare." She spoke up, remembering. "That is right. Don't think about those bad things anymore. Just think about me. Just think about Leyon." Leyon pressed close to Meredith and replied, "That is right. We won't be separated anymore in the future." "Still that fragrance. It is itchy." He gently kissed her lips again. At this moment, Meredith felt extremely shy about his actions. "It is enough if she feels comfortable right now," she giggled. "Leyon, that tickles." Leyon seemed unable to leave her side, kissing her here and there. After kissing her senseless, he then asked, "May I kiss you?" Meredith widened her eyes and asked him, "Just now, did not we already kiss?" He shook his head shyly. Not a childish kiss like that. Lying to her like that was clearly just an excuse. He clearly had improper thoughts about her. Then, what kind of kiss is it? A mature kiss. Even though she did not fully understand what love was, he still wanted her to be his alone. Leyon gently touched her face and softly asked, "So? May I?" Meredith stood there stunned, staring at him, thinking to herself, "I feel a little itchy in my heart." Leyon gently lowered his head and placed a light kiss on her lips. Meredith was immersed in his kiss, thinking to herself, "It is different from before." Her hands nervously gripped her dress tightly. "How strange," she marveled. Leyon suddenly leaned in and instructed Meredith, "Remember to breathe." She shyly, her voice tinged with hesitation and embarrassment, said, I did not forget." Then Leyon gave her another heart-stoppingly sweet kiss. He excitedly thought to himself, "My heart is beating so fast it feels like it is about to jump out of my chest." I was so worried that she would not like this. Leyon still hugged Meredith, giving her a deep and lingering kiss, with joyful thoughts in his heart. It seems like it is not just me who likes this. He reluctantly left Meredith's small lips, leaving her a little air to breathe. Meredith realized something and suddenly spoke up, it seems. Leyon immediately sensed his own embarrassing state, and his face turned completely red. He hurriedly dashed away, leaving Meredith with only one sentence. I am going to the bathroom to wash my face for a bit. Left alone in the small room, Meredith shyly hugged her face, marveling. It really is different from the previous kisses. Inside the bathroom, Leyon stood in front of the mirror, scratching his head uncomfortably, blaming himself. How could I do that to someone who is still so naive? It is time to stop. Just then, Meredith suddenly poked her small head into the bathroom, looking at him and softly calling, Leyon. Leyon turned his head in surprise, wondering, why did you get out of bed? She honestly stepped forward and answered him, my body feels damp and very uncomfortable. Leyon decisively stepped forward and took Meredith's hand to leave. Let me help you turn on the water for a bath. She fearfully and weakly resisted. Meredith does not like water. Leyon suddenly blushed and attacked Meredith while she was still stunned. Then, do you like me? Meredith excitedly and quickly replied, I like you very much. Leyon shyly suggested, how about I take a bath with you? Meredith suddenly innocently asked, but did not Leyon say that when taking a bath and changing clothes, only one person is needed? Leon's face darkened, thinking to himself, I forgot about that. He cleared his throat and tensely gave her a reasonable explanation. Well, we are lovers now, so we can take a bath together. Meredith happily clung to Leon's arm, rubbing her small head against it, and excitedly said, Meredith really wants to take a bath with Leyon. She quickly stepped into the bathroom, sat down, and loudly called out, Leyon, Meredith is ready. Leyon tensed up. He took a deep breath and told himself, I just want Meredith to feel more comfortable while bathing. I do not have any other intentions. Absolutely none. Leon's foot lightly touched the water. The water in the tub immediately poured out. He worriedly asked Meredith, is it too cramped? She happily replied, not at all. Meredith has a lot of space. Meredith suddenly became confused and quietly called, Leyon. He wondered, what is wrong? She thought for a moment, and then said what she had always been thinking, have we met before? Leyon tentatively asked her with a somewhat expectant tone, before, when we were little. Meredith lowered her head and said softly, even though I really want to cherish the memories with Leyon, I am also very afraid of remembering the past. Leyon gently wrapped his arms around her from behind and kindly spoke to reassure her. Then you do not need to remember. The most important thing now is the present, is not it? Meredith immediately smiled broadly, revealing her cute little teeth, and replied, that is right. She suddenly exclaimed, I do not seem to be afraid of water anymore. Leyon hugged her tightly, with painful thoughts swirling in his head. I hope Meredith does not need to think about the past anymore, but I still want to find out what happened to her. After the bath, Meredith sadly clutched the pillow in her hands and asked Leyon dejectedly, aren't we sleeping together tonight? He gently stroked her back, reassuring her, I am sorry, I have not finished my work yet. He reluctantly walked away, but felt ashamed, thinking to himself, if I stay any longer, I am afraid I won't be able to restrain myself. Sleeping together is too dangerous. Leon's hand was suddenly tightly grabbed by Meredith. She shyly placed his hand on her cheek, sadly lowering her head and murmuring, Meredith will listen to Leyon and go to sleep first, but I do not know how to dream about Leyon. Leyon leaned closer to Meredith, with a judging and helpless look in his eyes, and said, sometimes I suspect you are doing this on purpose. She asked in surprise, huh? He suddenly leaned down and passionately tasted the scent on Meredith's neck. She panicked and exclaimed, Leyon! Leyon softly said, I will leave a mark so you can find it in your dreams. Meredith's body trembled. She exclaimed, wait a minute, he said, with a melancholic and bewitching tone. If you reject me now, I will be very sad. Just then, Meredith suddenly pushed Leyon away and announced, Leyon, someone's coming. He stepped outside just in time to see a knight kneeling down to report, Lord Leyon, bad news. Howard's accomplice has escaped from the jail, and Howard himself has committed suicide in his cell. Leyon exclaimed in disbelief, what? The next morning, everyone was gathered in front of someone's grave. Whispers rose everywhere with curiosity. Why did Lord Howard suddenly pass away when he was still healthy? Even though the Lord did not treat us well, only the Howard family was willing to stay in this border region. Perhaps the Queen will soon send a new family here. Leyon silently thought to himself, Howard conducted extremely cruel experiments in the dungeon in the forest, using young girls to try to create hybrids between monsters and humans. He looked at Meredith, who was bowing her head in confusion, and speculated, could Meredith also be a hybrid? The Queen has ordered that the news of Howard's monster hybridization not be revealed. So the news created was. Therefore, everyone was informed that Howard died of illness. Leyon frowned in bewilderment, thinking to himself, although it is to avoid similar incidents, it is not right to hastily suppress this matter without investigating further. Vincent Howard suddenly put on a pained expression and bowed his head, shedding tears. How could he suddenly leave like this? Meredith uncomfortably thought to herself. He is no different from those cultists who captured my mother," she exclaimed. "How should I comfort Vincent?" Meredith suddenly called out. "Vincent." Vincent Howard bowed respectfully before his grandfather's grave. He said with certainty, "I will inherit the title and become the next lord. I ask everyone to support me." Vincent Howard thought to himself, "I will never accept what he did. I must do something different." The crowd immediately burst into whispers with contempt. Is Vincent crazy? Didn't he always want to leave the border and live in the Imperial City? It must just be a momentary impulsive decision. He does not even know what a lord has to do. Vincent Howard excitedly stepped forward, pretending to be sincere. "I know that I have been ignorant and caused a lot of trouble for everyone, but I will try to change and become a good lord. I hope everyone can trust me." The crowd remained silent, causing the atmosphere to become embarrassing and silent. Vincent Howard turned away in disappointment. Mia suddenly raised her hand from the crowd and expressed her opinion. "I was saved thanks to Vincent." She smiled brightly and looked directly at him, smiling. "Therefore, I am willing to support you." Vincent Howard was moved and softly exclaimed, "You are the tailor." On this side, Meredith also excitedly raised Leyon's hand excitedly. "Vincent, do your best. Leyon and I also support you," Leyon softly suggested. "I will help you convey the message to the Queen." He thought to himself, because Meredith trusts him, I will give him a chance. And what followed was countless words of agreement from everyone. If another family comes, they will leave in a few days anyway. It is better to let the young master continue to inherit. That is right, let the young master be the lord, support the young master as the lord. Vincent Howard happily smiled and said, "I will definitely not let everyone down." Meredith excitedly looked at Leyon and exclaimed, "Leyon, this is really too good." He exclaimed in surprise, "Huh?" She wondered, "What are you thinking about, Leyon?" Leyon put his hand to his chin and shyly and honestly answered her, "The thing is, what are we, after all? I want to ask if you are willing." Meredith grabbed his cheeks and said with a teasing look, "Leyon, do not worry. Meredith will definitely take responsibility." He asked embarrassedly, "Take responsibility for what?" She seriously whispered into Leon's ear, "It is about being with Leyon and then." Leyon panicked and quickly covered her mouth, shouting, "It is better to talk about this at home." He shyly asked the question clearly again. "I just want to ask if you are willing to come to the Imperial City with me," Meredith wondered. "Is it to live together in the Imperial City?" Leyon resolutely replied, "That is right." She happily sat on his lap and answered, "Without hesitation, I agree." Leyon gently touched Meredith's face, gently brushing the hair behind her ear, and reminded her, "You have to know that if we live there, it won't be like now, where you can go wherever you want." She happily said, "Meredith is now very good at studying at home," Leyon continued. "Sometimes people in the Imperial City will have malice for no reason." Meredith confidently replied, "Meredith won't be sad because of those people whose names I do not even know." He asked again, "What if everyone opposes us being together?" Meredith suddenly leaned forward and hugged him even tighter. She softly reassured Leyon, "Leyon does not need to worry. Meredith is not that weak." He contentedly smiled happily, thinking to himself, "What am I worried about? Meredith is already ready." Leyon seriously made an official invitation. "Then can you move in with me as my fiancé?" Meredith suddenly looked up and repeated, "Fiancé." Leyon sadly asked tentatively, "Do you feel like it is too rushed? Don't worry about that. I will definitely wait until you are ready and then—" Meredith innocently interrupted him. "Is fiancé another word for guest?" Elaine said she was Leyon's fiancé. Leyon immediately became agitated and shouted, "Number!" He tiredly ran his hand through his messy hair and gently explained to Meredith, "Although I do not know why she said that, I really do not have a fiancé." Leyon seriously added, "Moreover, fiancé is a status even more intimate than lover." Meredith shyly thought to herself, "More intimate." She hurriedly pulled her hand away from him and tensely shouted, "Leyon, do not tell me you want Meredith to be your child again." Leyon awkwardly retorted, "No, not that kind of relationship." "If that is the case, it is too much," Meredith asked hesitantly. "Really?" He answered her with a certain tone, "Really?" The hands of the two lightly grasped each other in a romantic atmosphere. Leyon gently raised Meredith's hand, placed a kiss on it, and seriously explained, "If you become my fiancé, it also means you will become my bride-to-be." He added, "It is like I am marking you. Even if you are with someone else, you will still be mine." She shyly turned her head away and softly replied, "Meredith understands." Meredith agrees. In the sparkling clean room with the packages neatly arranged, Meredith stood looking at the whole room with contemplation. "I have to put the list away too, because there are still many things on it that I have not completed." Leyon suddenly walked in from behind her and spoke, "You do not need to bring this list. You will learn many new things in the Imperial City later." Meredith readily agreed. "Okay." He observed Meredith and secretly assessed. Her wings and horns are still too noticeable. Just then, Elena suddenly opened the door and walked in, worriedly asking Meredith, "Meredith, are you feeling better?" Meredith happily went closer to her and exclaimed, "Elaine." Leyon respectfully bowed to Elena. "Princess Elena." Meredith intimately held Elena's arm. "Meredith is feeling much better now. I am preparing to go to the Imperial City with Leyon." Elena happily exclaimed, "That is really good news." Elena turned to Leyon and worriedly exclaimed, "Will it be all right?" About Meredith's identity. He lowered his head and exclaimed, "I really want to hide Meredith's true identity as perhaps a monster, hybrid, but I have not thought of a way yet." Elena closed her eyes and announced, "I can help with this." But immediately, Elena suddenly heard something wrong and excitedly asked, "Wait a minute, did you just say a monster hybrid? Could it be that Meredith does not have dragon hybrid blood?" Leyon frowned uncomfortably and asked, "Is there a problem with a monster hybrid?" Elena turned her face away and softly exclaimed, "No, it is nothing." He suddenly looked at Meredith and wondered, "What is that?" She excitedly replied, "It is the seal I carved before." Leyon stared at Meredith, thinking, "It seems like Roland never said Meredith might be a dragon. After a long time, am I the only one suspecting she is a dragon hybrid?" Meredith playfully took the seal and stamped it on Leon's cheek, happily affirming, "Leyon belongs to Meredith." He seriously thought, "First, I have to find a way to gain the trust of these two people, and then find a way to verify later." Elena suddenly gave Meredith a small bracelet. "This is for you," Elena explained. "This bracelet is like an invisibility device, but the hiding part is very small. I usually use it to hide valuable things or carry them with me, like dragon crystals." But Meredith's eyes were now shining brightly, looking at it and exclaiming, "Treasure!" Meredith immediately put it on her hand. Leyon exclaimed in surprise, "The wings and horns really can't be seen anymore." Meredith excitedly ran off to find something, a return gift. Leyon suddenly wondered, "Forgive my impudence, but why did the princess have to travel thousands of miles from the Imperial City to the border?" Elena lowered her head and softly replied, "I came here to find something. I have found it now." A treasure chest immediately caught everyone's eyes with its sparkling light. Meredith excitedly introduced, "These are Meredith's treasures. Besides Leyon, Elaine can also choose anything she wants." Elena looked at the treasure chest and spoke up, "Speaking of Leyon, I remembered. I forgot to bring the Queen's reply letter to Leyon." She thought for a moment and then seriously instructed, "It seems I can only trouble you to take a trip to the Howard house yourself." Leyon understood and respectfully bowed, announcing, "I will go get it right away." Meredith suddenly followed Leon's footsteps and grumpily exclaimed, "Wait, little Ducky has to go to the Imperial City too." Elena seriously spoke to reassure her, "Sweetheart, although you have recovered almost completely now, I still want to check you out a bit." Meredith asked in confusion, "Check what?" Elena honestly replied, "A blood test." Meredith was horrified. "A blood test? What if I get locked up and have my blood taken like before? Will Elaine be like those people?" Elena raised her hand and dropped a drop of precious blood on the small rose in front of her. "Look, my blood is different from other people's." Immediately, the withered rose became full of life. Meredith sat down, staring at it, thinking, "No one understands more about dragons than me, a person who has always been treated like a hybrid. Dragon blood can not only heal wounds, but also revive withered grass." Elena rested her chin and comfortably continued, "Let me tell you another secret. I am different from the girls in the dungeon." Elena quietly recounted. "They were used to create monster hybrids, while I was used to create dragon hybrids." Meredith excitedly frowned. "Elaine too." Elena looked at her, tilting her head helplessly. "It is better to die than to have my body become like that. That is why they chose to commit suicide." Meredith immediately fell into Elena's arms with heartache, tightly hugging her. "No, Elaine can't die," Elena happily reassured Meredith. "Don't worry, I am not like them." She gently stroked Meredith's head and softly asked, "Can you let me test your blood? No matter how special the result is, I will help you keep it a secret." Meredith seriously replied, "Okay." Elena smiled and reminded, "Let us keep this a secret between the two of us." "Okay." A little later, Leyon finally returned. "Princess Elena, I got the letter." Elena happily said, "If Leyon is back, then you two continue to pack your luggage. I won't bother you anymore." Leyon sat on the bed, rearranging the small clothes. "These clothes also have to be packed." Meredith suddenly threw herself on the bed with joy, shouting, "Clang! The Meredith roll cake is here!" Leyon took the opportunity and put a light kiss on her mouth. He shyly sat up and exclaimed, "I tasted it. It tastes very delicious." Leyon suddenly sat down seriously at Meredith's eye level. "Meredith, my parents are no longer here. There is only an uncle at home," Meredith repeated with doubt. "Uncle." he seriously replied. That is right. Maybe at first, he will mind your non-noble status, but after living together for a while, he will definitely like you. Meredith excitedly stood up. Leyon, do not worry, Meredith will definitely perform well. The small blanket fell down, covering her playful little head. Meredith fearfully screamed. Meredith can't see anything. Leyon silently exclaimed. I hope the first meeting between the two of them does not have any unexpected events. In another place, the Holy Land, an impatient voice suddenly rang out. Do you finally have any important news to announce? He waved his hand towards Roland, unhappily grumbling. Half another archbishop come to see me, not a moving flower vase with no power in his hands like you, he secretly exclaimed. I personally witnessed the magic of that little girl. Once the church finds out, they might immediately replace me with that Roland guy, Roland calmly said. If you do not tell me the latest news, I have no way to recommend you, he secretly thought, although I also guessed that he saw Meredith use magic. The person from before looked at Roland with disdain and ridicule. Roland, you overestimate yourself, do not you? He stepped forward and lifted Roland's chin teasingly. If it were not because they liked your face and wanted to use you, you would have just been my dog from the start. As soon as he finished speaking, his eyes suddenly froze and widened. You. A strong magic swirled throughout the air. Roland uncomfortably spoke up. Because what you said is true, that is why you are so upset. The crystal ball on the table suddenly lit up. Elena inside looked at Roland through the ball with doubt and worriedly asked, What is wrong with you? Roland honestly replied, I just dealt with some trouble. Don't worry about it. He spoke. Do you have any new information about her? Elena thought for a moment and then replied, Tomorrow, they will begin their journey to the Imperial City. A naive image of Meredith suddenly appeared in his mind. Thank you, Roland, Roland softly said. I can't leave for a short period of time. At that time, try to lure her to our side. Elena rested her chin. Of course I will lure her. After all, I can't bear to let my sweetheart suffer. She looked down at the branches of the flower pot, exclaiming and thinking, It has been 3 days since I dripped Meredith's blood on it, and this grass still shows no sign of revival, but she clearly has the characteristics of a dragon on her body. Roland suddenly asked, You also think she is a monster hybrid, right? Elena honestly replied, That is right, no mistake. If Roland knew that the sweetheart might be a dragon, he would definitely come to snatch her from me, so there is no way I will tell him. She suddenly became silent and thought, As for whether she is a dragon hybrid or not, after returning to the Imperial City, I will try to find another way to verify. Elena seriously said with certainty, Rest assured, she will be a very useful weapon, whether it is for revenge or vying for the throne. That is right. The next day, everyone happily came out to see Leyon and Meredith off. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. We wish you both a safe journey. Please tell Her Majesty the Queen that I will definitely make Podel. Town prosperous. Leyon and Meredith leaned out and answered in unison. Goodbye, everyone. The clock ticked and time slowly passed. Leyon seriously instructed Meredith on the carriage, Eat a little more, because we have to travel a long way. She obediently replied, Okay. Sometime later, Meredith suddenly exclaimed excitedly, Leyon, look! They have so many foals! Leyon looked out and softly explained. That is a merchant caravan. They need a lot of horses to help them transport goods. A lot more time passed. Meredith excitedly pointed to the mysterious black sky and happily affirmed, The stars in the sky are also Meredith's treasures, Leyon, while spreading out the tarp. Reminisced? Speaking of which, when we were little we were just like now, watching the stars together. Meredith excitedly asked. Really? Leyon honestly answered her. That is right. He spoke. Come here quickly. Leyon wrapped his arms around her tightly and spoke. You always said you were jealous of me because I had a family. Then I had an idea, but when I went to find you, you disappeared. Meredith dejectedly said, I am sorry, but Meredith does not remember anything. Leyon smiled comfortably and looked at her. You do not need to feel guilty or regretful. He pointed forward. Look, we will have more beautiful memories in the future. Meredith exclaimed in surprise, Fireflies! She suddenly remembered something and loudly exclaimed, That is right. What did Leyon want to say when he came to find me? Leyon said shyly, I will say it later. It is too early now. Meredith pouted. Tell me, Meredith wants to know, Leyon helplessly compromised. Okay, I will only reveal a little bit. She happily exclaimed. Okay, Leyon hesitated. I was going to tell you. He suddenly reached out and held her face. Leyon said seriously, I want to marry you. At a luxurious palace. Leyon gently called out to Meredith, who was fast asleep in his arms. Meredith, we have arrived at the Imperial City. She immediately perked up and leaned forward, exclaiming, We are at the Imperial City. The carriage gradually drove inside. Meredith looked at the scenery through the small window. She exclaimed, The Imperial City is completely different from the town. Meredith suddenly tightly held Leon's arm, acting spoiled. Leyon, Leyon, He wondered, what do we do? She suddenly remembered something and slumped down, dejectedly replying, no, nothing. Meredith thought to herself, Leyon said earlier that the Imperial City is very dangerous. If I say I want to go out now, it will definitely cause trouble for Leyon. Seeing her sad appearance, Leyon spoke softly to reassure her. As long as our identities are not revealed, it is okay to take a stroll before going home. Meredith happily jumped into his arms, yelling. Leyon worriedly instructed her, be careful, do not hit your head. The princess emphasized that Meredith and the queen must not meet. But the queen is very far away in the palace, so it should be fine. Meredith curiously looked at everything with delight. Leyon, look at this. She glued her eyes to the glass window, happily exclaiming, a house full of treasures, Leyon explained. This is the most famous jewelry store in the Imperial City. A row of sparkling jewelry and gems inside. Leyon picked up a bottle of perfume for Meredith to smell and softly asked, can you find a scent you like? You can choose a few and bring them home. Meredith shyly turned her head and murmured, none of them smell as good as Leyon. Leyon acted as a tour guide, walking behind her and constantly introducing things. Besides jewelry stores, the Imperial City also has some entertainment venues such as racetracks, theaters, and drawing rooms. Meredith exclaimed, the Imperial City is amazing. He softly agreed and then instructed, that is right, but we have to go home first. A fan swept by, making Meredith's small eyes light up with interest. A fan full of treasures. Leyon suddenly spoke to instruct her. Wait for me at the carriage. I will be back very soon. She obediently replied, okay. Meredith gently walked away, thinking, I will go back to the carriage and wait for Leyon. A familiar face suddenly flashed past her. Meredith stood there, stunned, with her eyes wide open in surprise. She excitedly called out, Mom. The servant immediately ran to stop her when she saw her turn around to run away. Miss Meredith, Meredith shouted loudly. Wait! But a stranger suddenly pulled her elbow, hitting Meredith and scolding, don't block the way. She panicked, desperately grabbing at her hat. Immediately, countless whispers targeted her. Look at her wings and horns. Meredith thought to herself, this is bad. Elaine's bracelet is gone. The woman inside the carriage coldly asked the maid next to her, what is all the noise outside? She gently lifted the curtain and looked outside, then respectfully replied, Your Majesty, there are a lot of people gathered in front of the theater. Perhaps the play is about to begin, she said coldly. Return to the palace. Leyon had returned at this moment. He looked at the center of the crowd, at the girl in the middle, and said with doubt, why does that person look like Meredith? Everyone was curiously pointing at Meredith, wondering, is this her first time coming to the theater? Why have not I seen her before? Those small horns look so real. Leyon panicked and thought, why are Meredith's wings and horns showing? He suddenly paused. There is something. Everyone did not criticize her, but instead, they were fond of her. I will pay you 100 gold coins. Would you agree to quit your job at the theater? Meredith hurriedly waved her hands in confusion. No, I eat a lot. A small wealthy woman bid again. I will pay 200 gold coins. Quickly come home with this sister. Leyon stood in the distance and was stunned, exclaiming, what is with this atmosphere? Everyone again suggested, if not, you set a price. Whoever can afford it, you go with them. What do you think? I agree, Meredith was confused. Set a price. She fearfully turned her eyes to Leyon for help. He thought, I can't just go over there and take her away directly. Otherwise, the news will spread throughout the Imperial City tomorrow. Meredith suddenly stated with certainty, no matter how much you pay, it is impossible. She happily and honestly replied, because I am a flower that already has an owner. Meredith hurriedly trudged away from the noisy crowd, thinking, I have to quickly find Leyon. Leyon suddenly reached out, bringing a small object in front of her. Isn't this what you dropped? In his hand was the bracelet that Elena had given to Meredith. As soon as she saw the bracelet, her eyes lit up. Thank you for helping me find it. Then suddenly, Meredith stopped. Leyon was momentarily flustered. What is wrong? She said with regret. Just now, my bracelet was taken away, but now it has been found. He immediately understood. If there is a chance later, I will thank the other person. But now, we have to quickly go home. Meredith softly replied, okay. Afterwards, Leyon could not help but feel a little grateful. Fortunately, it was in front of the theater, so everyone thought your wings and horns were props. She did not mind, and thought, the bracelet smells like Roland. Speaking of this, he seriously reminded her, although we can still say your wings and horns are decorations like in the town, doing that in the Imperial City is still too risky. She quickly replied, Meredith knows. I must not reveal my identity. In that moment, Roland smiled gently. I really want to see her again as soon as possible. Scene changed to the Duke's mansion. A voice faintly rang out, carrying seriousness. First, you must treat Miss Meredith as you treat me and the Duke, treating her with equal respect. Inside, Leyon's deep voice echoed throughout the mansion. Because she will become my wife in the future. Second, all information about Meredith must not be leaked to the outside world. Otherwise, you will be severely punished. In the end, he asked seriously, has everyone heard clearly? The group replied in unison, we have heard clearly. Despite saying that, the maids could not help but feel a little confused. Why did the young master choose a country girl when there are so many noble young ladies? When we get back, the Duke definitely won't care. She does not look very intelligent either. Right at this moment, she smiled brightly, holding a box. Meredith brought some specialties from the town for everyone. I hope everyone likes them. As soon as they saw Meredith's face, the maids could not help but exclaim, she is so cute. She slowly approached. There is some for everyone, one of them shyly said. I am sorry, how can I accept this? The person next to her added. Miss Meredith is too polite. An idea flashed through Leyon's mind. Everything so far is not bad. He smiled with satisfaction. I knew they would quickly like Meredith. After all, Meredith is both innocent and kind. She is never discriminated against anyone, and she is a very clingy girl. Even when she is half asleep, she makes people... As expected, the maids excitedly made a suggestion. Let us take Miss Meredith on a tour of the Duke's mansion, Leyon politely refused. There is no need. He suddenly pulled Meredith towards him. I will take her. Leyon's mind was stirred up. You can't be careless for even a minute. It seems that being liked by too many people is not a good thing. After a long while, Leyon glanced around, his voice even and steady. This is the living room. There are a lot of things here that were given by the queens of the past. He seriously explained, for example, this vase. It is from the previous queen. Right at this moment, Leyon paused. He stared at her, bewildered. Huh! What does that sound? Meanwhile, Meredith shook the wine bottle in her hand. She looked longing. It seems like it is all gone. Hearing this, Leyon snatched the bottle from Meredith's hand. Aren't you not supposed to like human food? How did you drink all the wine? She honestly replied, but it tastes sweet. Seeing this, he worriedly asked, Are you feeling unwell anywhere? This is my uncle's treasure wine. It is very strong. Suddenly, Meredith changed her tone, her voice a little cold. You just said it was a treasure. She just waving her hands around, chaotically. Finally, Meredith touched Leyon's cheek. She seriously asked, Who is Leyon's treasure? Seeing that he did not answer, she angrily shouted, I just asked who your treasure is. Why won't you say? Leyon embarrassedly pushed Meredith's hand away. He softly reminded, Meredith, you are drunk. Before Leyon could react, she suddenly grabbed his collar. Immediately after, Meredith tiptoed and lightly kissed Leyon's lips. He frowned, looking at her. So you just kissed me against my will. You really are a drunken kitten. After stealing a kiss from Leyon, Meredith seriously reminded, Your treasure can only be me. He could not help but laugh. Meredith is too cute like this. At this moment, Leyon touched her cheek and reassured, Okay, everything you say is right. Right at this moment, Henry opened the door and walked in. What are you two doing? He seriously asked, Why are you all standing in the living room and it smells so strongly of wine? As soon as he saw Henry, Leyon unconsciously murmured, Uncle, you are back. He hurriedly introduced, This is Meredith, the person I mentioned in the letter. Henry looked her up and down. I originally thought Leyon was just saying it, but unexpectedly, he actually brought her back. He secretly assessed her. Her appearance is not bad, but in the end, she is just a commoner woman. She is not worthy of Leyon. Then suddenly Meredith reached out towards Henry. Uncle, is this much enough? He was momentarily stunned. What? She tightly grabbed Leon's hand, speaking firmly. 500 coins. Hand Leyon over to me. I want him to get married. Meredith continued. He quickly held her mouth shut. Uncle, listen to my explanation first. After a long while, the wine bottle was rolling around on the floor. Henry began to grumble, his face clearly angry. The wine bottle I have been carefully keeping for so many years. Leyon unconsciously felt a chill. It is over. This time, Uncle is really angry. Sure enough, as expected, he turned around and shouted, Leyon, follow me to the study immediately. Faced with Henry's reaction, Meredith asked tentatively, Does he think this amount is too little? He immediately interrupted, his voice somewhat helpless. It is not that. It is that you really risked your capital for me, willing to spend 500 gold coins to come to my house to propose. Afterwards, Leyon gently reminded her, The servants will take you to the bedroom. I will come find you later. She obediently nodded. Okay. Inside the study, Henry became increasingly harsh. No matter what, I will not allow the two of you to be together. You should have her leave as soon as possible. Seeing this, he interjected to explain. Meredith was drunk just now. That is why she said those words. Before he could finish speaking, he firmly insisted, I think she is deliberately pretending to attract your attention. In the end, she is just aiming for your status, Leyon angrily shouted. Uncle, he softly added, his eyes somewhat determined. Uncle, I know you are very angry right now, but I promise that as long as you are willing to live with Meredith for a while, you will like her very quickly. Hearing this, Henry once again insisted. Leyon, if you still consider me your uncle, then this matter does not need to be discussed any further. He ordered without any concession. Quickly send her away, Leyon sighed slightly. I knew it would not always go smoothly. Scene change to the Duke's mansion. Meredith hung her head low, her voice quieter and quieter. I am sorry I have caused so much trouble on my first day in the Imperial City. Not only did I drink all of his wine, but I also said such rude things. Hearing this, Leyon gently reassured her. It is okay. Being able to find a human food that you can eat is already unexpected news. Reassured by him, she exclaimed excitedly, The wine is a little sweet, Leyon seriously reminded, but you can't drink too much at once like that. Meredith's face immediately pouted. I know. Right at this moment, she suddenly stood up abruptly. He blankly called after her, Meredith, where are you going? She quickly replied, I am going to apologize to Uncle. Meredith is sober now. After a long while, Meredith said in a dejected tone, I really can't meet him. The polite man reported, I am sorry. The Duke has instructed us not to allow anyone to disturb him. At the same time, a maid pushed a food cart inside. The maid bowed her head and said, Young master, it seems like the food has not been touched at all. The maid continued, The Duke said he does not have an appetite. Meredith cheerfully turned to him and said, Leyon, I have an idea. Perhaps it might be possible to make him forgive me. What idea? I want to try to make a dish that he likes to apologize. Leyon also agreed with her decision. It is really thoughtful of you to cook yourself. Okay, I will do it with you tomorrow, okay? This is the first task that Meredith has given herself. To make Uncle like Meredith, so let us try our best together. He happily said, Now let us go back to the bedroom and rest first. But the maids stopped them. The Duke said that if you two are together, it will have a bad impact on your reputation. Please, Lord Leyon, return to your room. We will take Miss Meredith to the guest room to rest. Meredith just arrived in the Imperial City. How can I leave her alone? Meredith can be alone, but I should not make Uncle angrier. She gave him a kiss on the cheek. Leyon, sleep well. There is really no way to deal with you. Our love is too good. At the Duke's room, he was so hungry because he did not eat. If I asked the servant to bring up food now, it would really be a little shameless. I heard that the commoner woman did not eat dinner either, so let her starve with me. And Meredith was full. I am so full. Leyon thought for her, she had to separate from me as soon as she moved to a new environment. Meredith must have a hard time adapting. Does she miss me now? But Meredith integrated well with everyone. This copper coin can be exchanged for 100 sheep. That is great. The next day, Leyon went to talk to Meredith. Uncle likes wine, so let us try making wine sauce steak. Okay? First cut a slice. An accident happened while I was working enthusiastically, Leyon. The cutting board is broken. Seeing that, he took her hand and guided her. Don't use too much force. Cut it lightly. Then put the cut steak into the frying pan. After a while of hard work, it was finally completed. It is time to take out the wine. If I only take a sip, Leyon won't notice. Leyon hurriedly snatched the wine bottle and rebuked. Don't steal it. You have already been caught. Meredith carefully put a piece in the brother's mouth. Leyon, help me taste it. Delicious, beyond imagination. It is great. Meredith happily ran away. Go get more flowers to decorate the plate. This was the first time Meredith had cooked, but not for me, Leyon, you. But when I came back, the plate was empty of steak. Why did you eat all the steak I prepared for Uncle? I am sorry. I only intended to eat a few more bites at first, but I accidentally ate it all. At mealtime, Duke Henry shouted, Why are you looking at me? Then he also quickly had his meal. I immediately felt the delicious taste of the food. That is strange. Did they change the chef? The aroma of the wine is well retained, and the steak is softer than usual. Leyon turned to and said, This is a dish made by Meredith herself, to apologize to Uncle. But Henry snapped, Don't think that these little tricks can change anything. But the taste is not bad. Seeing the good performance, the two of them secretly rejoiced. Success. Duke, the high-level monster you captured 2 days ago has disappeared. Did it run away? No, the cage has no signs of being opened. We also feel very strange. Seeing her darken her face when she heard the news, the brother was a little surprised. Why did Meredith have such a reaction? Meredith thought at this time. I thought that the little monster sneaked in and ate it all. After that, Leyon stood up and said to his uncle, I went down to the basement this morning and accidentally killed the monster. That is a very rare high-level monster, Leyon. You are not such a careless person. He quickly said, that is not a high-level monster, it just looks the same, so it is easy to be mistaken. Henry asked in surprise, Have you seen the monster in the basement? She hesitated to answer. Before Meredith could finish speaking, Leyon interrupted, and she went down to the basement together this morning. Just now, he said that it is easy to be mistaken. He started to question her. What makes you think it is not a high-level monster? Meredith stammered, because the smell is different. Henry angrily turned and left, but did not forget to ridicule. You are talking nonsense without drinking, and even the clothes do not fit, Uncle. Uncle, Leyon, I gave up my right to inherit and joined the Knights. What is the point of staying home all day? Uncle has something to do. Come with me. Meredith turned to look at Leyon and smiled. Go quickly. Meredith will wait for Leyon to come back at home. I do not want to go. Leyon is already an adult. He must go to work obediently. Why do not? You follow me. I am here. Returning to Meredith, she had now changed into new clothes. Miss Meredith, why do not we stop? The short skirt that the young master ordered for the lady will be delivered soon. Even if the lady can't learn how to wear a long skirt, it is okay. Compared to cooking in the kitchen, it is much more difficult to walk in a long skirt. The young lady has fallen more than 40 times. She has fallen so much that the floor has started to crack. Hearing the two maids, Meredith thought to herself, Many hours have passed, and I still have not made any progress. She shook her head and shouted, No, I can't give up. You should take small steps when walking. If you feel a little tripping, lift the skirt a little. If Uncle likes me, Leyon won't have to be so embarrassed. I must learn how to walk while wearing a long skirt, Uncle ordered. I am not allowed to see Meredith before I have completed the assigned task, but I really feel uneasy about her. So let us go take a look and then leave. When she heard the sound, she pushed the window open and happily said, Leyon, you are back. But Leyon signaled to be silent. Shh, he whispered. I still have a lot of things to do. I can only sneak away to see you for a while and then leave. Meredith understands. He looked at her and wondered, Why did you change into a long skirt? Meredith smiled brightly and replied, Today I asked everyone to teach me how to wear a long skirt without falling. The result was very successful. You really learn everything very quickly? The dress is also very beautiful. That is right. I actually had to fall more than 100 times to be able to learn. Seeing the two people happy, Henry angrily thought, It is broken. Right now, Leyon hurriedly said goodbye to her. Meredith, it can't be such a coincidence. He suddenly glanced and saw that Henry was already standing from behind. He growled, Leyon, what did I tell you? Have you forgotten your responsibilities? Meredith quickly defended Leyon. Uncle, I promise that if Leyon has not completed his work in the future, I will definitely not see him. Please do not be angry. But Henry would not listen. Leyon, follow me quickly. He looked at Meredith with affection and said, You go back to your room and wait for me first. It will be okay. Do not worry. To Henry, he wanted to separate the two of them again. I see that you have been bewitched by that commoner woman. Leyon said seriously, It was wrong of me to leave before I finished my work, but I hope you do not take your anger out on Meredith because of it. He accidentally heard the conversation of two people from outside. Now you do not even see this uncle in your eyes anymore. It is clear that you are involving innocent people first. It is because of me that they are still arguing. Just to get Uncle's approval. Meredith has put in a lot of effort. Moreover, it is okay if others do not bless me and Meredith. But Uncle is the only relative I have left, so I hope you can see her strengths. Hearing this, Henry gritted his teeth. Then he said coldly, Within a month, let her learn how to become a model noble lady. Okay, Meredith will definitely try hard, number. But Leyon's answer made her dazed. Did Leyon just say no? She has given up her freedom for me. If you still force her to learn how to listen to her husband, become a clever and elegant lady, I absolutely cannot agree. I really am, Uncle. I am very sorry. As soon as he went out, he met Meredith. Meredith took Leyon's hand and begged, Leyon, I can learn it. I am telling the truth. But it is really the ideal man, he said slowly to her. I hope you wear a long skirt because you really like it, not because others feel it is suitable. Don't worry, I will definitely think of a way to convince him. Collecting jewels is also okay. Making money is also okay. As long as it is something you want to do, I will definitely support you, Leyon. Hearing that, Meredith thought to herself, There are many things I still do not understand, but there is only one thing I am sure of. There will be no one in this world who treats me as well as Leyon. That is why I have to make Uncle accept me.